remember that name there, KNOWLEDGEABOUT, out of Ivory Coast. Big artist in Europe there, yeah? You know, Bob Marley did say the music I got play till it reach the right people, them, you know. And we say over the years, Europeans, white youth them who love the music, come to Jamaica, take the music and carry go away. And we say no, that most of the top selling reggae act them is white youth from America and Europe, you know, and if you look at most of the festival, them know it hardly have any Jamaican act, especially in America. It hardly have any Jamaican act. But you know, Africa farther than Europe and farther, well, not really farther than, but how them set it up. So we hardly get any actual music we have come out of Africa, reggae music we have come out of Africa in itself. And some of the time it's because of the language barrier. Yeah, because most of the youth them in America singing in English, so and them they're near to Jamaica. But I personally who experience festivals in Africa and listen to especially for the past 2 years we are going to Ivory Coast and listen to these Africans and play the music. And most of them never come to Jamaica yet. Listen to me, man. And me I talk about African music now, where me I tell you to say, little more, a whole heap, I mean not about reggae now, me I talk about the modern day young people, African music, I go penetrate the dance hall in Jamaica. And extension, the fashion. So I don't know why we not fight against it, but guess what now? If some hip-hop artists and Rihanna now wear certain clothes, and they're not going to wear it, but guess what now? Them a penetrate, it a penetrate. So why me I say that is said it's about the reggae music now. The reggae music with the African them. You see how the African them a play the music and the wide exposure where them a get now. Me would cause me know two African Alpha Blonde and Lucky Dube come to Jamaica already. And Alpha Blonde, him talking a whole heap of different language, but him know English, so him speaking English. But it no matter. You want to listen to the youth them are sing in a them French and in a film dialect where you don't understand. Just like how when we did go to Europe first and we attack, hardly anybody understand what we are saying. And now that we get culturized in the Jamaican culture, people start, you have some white boy no attack like them come to Jamaica already, they never come to Jamaica yet. Whole heap of white boy in Europe, them never come to Jamaica yet, hear them talk, you know, it's like them mother born in Jamaica. When you see them African youth, you know, and this youth when I play is one of them. You see anytime them man they perform, a performance you get. And then Harlem pull up and come again and all them things. You get the music, get soaking in your structure, man. And it'll go happen, you know. It'll go happen. It'll take a long time, but it'll happen. We soon start broke with this American thing. Like if you're not boss in America, you're not boss at all. We need to direct attention to a South thing where we connect with Africa. Because right now the youth them in Africa appreciate the music, you know. Them love the music. And right now there's more and more festival are going in in Africa. There's more and more festival are going in Africa where we need to watch, look on the iPad. We can't just penetrate. Watcha. You see them two people that were running an election, you know, Donald Trump and Clinton. Any one of them win, it now go better for black people all the way a year ago, you know. All the way a year ago, you know. Because the two of them are just different sides of the same kind. And it's time we understand how important it is to return to what we call it Sankofa, to our things, our Africanness, food, clothes and shelter, music, all of these things. We need to revisit it in a very serious way. Very serious way. Step in. So, all right. Me just talk to my little friend them a while ago when I was in the studio with me and I show them say when me was a youth, me I listen to the music them when my mother used to listen to. Me I listen to the music them when me love. Now me a big man, dinosaur, sit down in our studio. Me I listen to the tune them where the youth them I listen to, which is the dancehall music. Me I listen to the music them when me love. And me still I listen to the music them when my mother love. Now when me I realize them youth nowadays, them only do things and I listen to things where in a fit them age. Them not have them not widen them scope. Jamaican music is so extensive. You have ska, you have rocksteady, you have reggae, and you have dancehall, and you have the in-betweens. When me a youth, I got school. Me know about mentor. Tell me about any soul music where all them long time people where my mother and my mother used to listen to. Me listen to them said we. Now me I realize it's like the youth them get stuck in a freedom era. So there's no scope, there's no widening of scope. That's why you don't have no diversity in how them present the music in a certain way. You understand? I just talked to my brother Neil a while ago and I'm going to bust out me and them secret too. Neil, give me a rhythm, Neil, me say, Neil, I'm going to do a tune for you. Neil say, all right, Neil, give me a rhythm. And I said, Neil. Now, me and Neil go in that studio that day, go record his daughter named Xylophone, and we bring musician in there. The first them thing that we go on a Neil's studio, because Neil's studio not set up for do them thing there, put drum in there and bass and guitar. Well, guitar still, but so I said, Neil, oh, you could have given me a rhythm like that. Neil said, then I just dub poetry, the one. I said, wait, what is this brother here, Rasta? You see, in a fee mind, when you say dub poetry, you don't really need no whole heap of things, no music. At the other day, when we go profound and I realize when me talk about say, look, man, not because it named dub poetry, you just fling anything and like a while man, me say, and you can't bet you loop the rhythm, give me, You hear him say, yeah, loop the rhythm. Me say, but look on this door, the man give me a rhythm where him loop. If you come to me big poem, them pad. Now, you see me now, me not tell him to do it still, Me not tell him to do it. But you see, this is a reggae radio station. Me no Cabo listen to me still. And maybe Debbie listen to me. But this is a reggae radio station. You see, if me was part of the reggae radio station, you see, anybody where come at IRFM, we are going to go up on the ear, them would have to go get a course in Jamaican music. Me not take up anybody's thing. Me not take up anybody, but just right now, me go suggest, me go recommend some book to them where them have to go read about the Jamaican music. You can't depend on a reggae radio station. And when time come, I me ask you some simple little thing about rocksteady music. I mean see white people, young white people at them 20-odd, 30-odd, come to Jamaica and can't tell me about this year one who did sing that in a wish year, and the man not going to school, them just save the music. You have clubs. The other day I go to Austria. It's a dub festival me going on. And some little white youth, in them 20s and 30s put on the festival. And a pure dub, the man them a play. Jamaican reggae, dub. Now, if you ask them people here, they on the radio about dub, them don't know nothing about dub. Nothing. Dub is one of the in-between music them. If you ask them who name Augustus Pablo, them don't know. How can you work on a radio station where I deal with reggae music, Jamaican music, in all its genres, and the only thing you know about is the music will prevail in a year time? Oh, that's madness. It's madness. So, me just say it because it's disgusting to me personally. Because I know so when me for them age, me did explore all different genre of music. Them never have dance all them time there. When me just grew up a rock steady did it. And reggae just a come in. And me didn't know about rocksteady, me didn't know about ska. Me I listen to Scatterlights. Me I listen to all Mentor. Now you go play a certain tune in a certain place and now man I tell you say if you're mad, you're mad. Where you play that for? And then play good music early, in the early juggling, then play the good music. And at the night now when them say everybody come, they appear all idiot thing, spread out. I mean, when we see girls, young girls are got to, and I'm not exaggerating, I am not exaggerating. I see some girls, I did say it already on the radio, you know, I see some girls are going one session, in them drawers. About 5 of them, and them have a mesh over it. I mean, I say, what is? And this is come to now, where the young, black, beautiful sister them reach a level now where them a decide say, boy, them not have to go in a dance again with no clothes, more than some panty and brassiere and something hang over like them dip on the beach. Disgusting, terrible. And now when you check the music, white people take the music and play the music to a level. The African them take the music in Africa, the side of Africa, and I take the music and I play. The Japanese them take the music and I play to the level. And them also copy the nowadays foolishness too, especially in Japan. So them know about rocksteady, them know about reggae, and them still listen to ska. Because most of the ska band them, they have no ska band in Jamaica. You have, I am told that you have about 300 different ska band in America alone, not to mention Europe. You think them youth listen to ska? Them not listen to ska. Most of them want youth were both on this radio station and other radio station. Well, most of the young people them work on Zip and Irish still. Appear at a young dinosaur work on the other radio station them. Mosquito work on Irish. I mean, I tell you, them don't know nothing about the music, about the history of the music. I mean, I say, how is that possible? That you could have a reggae radio station? And the people, the youth, them who dip on the radio station. If you ask them about John Noel, them open up them eye wide. Yeah, I know John Noel still, but, you know. All right. Now, you have a little daughter like a xylophone now. A little daughter like she's 10-year-old. She don't know, I mean, trust me, when you say 10-year-old, she just born the other day. And when you look on the repertoire of music, when she study, when she learn, the music they make from before her father born. The music they make from before her father born. And she know them word for word that me could have carry her, a big old man like me. Could have carry her with a youth like Neil. And carry her go in her studio where Neil own. And make 2 tunes with her where she learned through them to a T to the point where everybody have to say, wow, what kind of daughter this? Or a little girl, 10-year-old, can study the music there. She have a whole CD, and the tune them with dip on the CD have nothing to do with no music we're making at the 2010, no music we're making at the 2000, no music we're making at the 1990. A pure whole music the little girl that sing, 10-year-old. Oh, she know the music there because she get exposed to them. Even though she live in a ghetto, she get exposed to them, so she have a family where them listen to them music there, and she get a grasp of listening to it so that she can go back to the studio now and replicate the music to a T. And you have people who depend on a reggae radio station. A reggae radio station where promote reggae music. And most of them, nobody can call me up in a no meeting to criticize nothing. Can't call me up in a no meeting. Me gone on my yard. See me next week Wednesday. That's it. a reggae radio station where do so much reggae, where Mr. Young farm, create, and promote reggae to all that level. One would have expected the youth, them would have sit down on them internet and say, all right, Bob Marley. All right, we know Iron Lion Zion, but where Bob Marley did start, who did it in the Wailers? All of them things are available on internet, you know. You got study. Since Bob Marley is the most known, Bob Marley died 30 odd years ago. Bob Marley died before Tony Barn, before Neil Barn, before Brian Barn. So most of them, Bob Marley never there. But yet everybody know Bob Marley. But there's something more than Bob Marley, you know. You have the Wailers. Who did in the Wailers, by the way? All right, let me see how the Wailers start. You know, let me see the music them, you know, this and that. And the further back you go now is the further you're going to learn about, because the thing with Google, when you go at one thing, it leads you to a next thing and a next thing. And all the music you work with now. Oh, white youth, when we walk up, white youth in them 20s and 30s know so much about Jamaican music, and them not work on a station. And these people who work on reggae, who work on station in Jamaica, them don't know nothing about the music. You ask them who named Dan Drummond, them have try to figure out what you talk about. Me not tell you say you have to know Dan Drummond music, because me that crazy. Just like how me don't know the whole Alkaline music them. And me don't know the whole like Vibes Cartel music them. But then no me know Vibes Cartel music them. It's just that me choose not to play Vibes Cartel music. But you must have a little history, a little background, and where you are dealing with, where you earn your living from, and you educate yourself for your own self. So me don't know how them things they work out that way there. Because me upset. Me upset because me hear a little girl that sing one tune where, and when me a picnic, me a listen to that tune there. And me could have be her father, the father of her mother and her father. And me hear a little girl, 10-year-old, a sing tune where, me I say, but wait, where she go learn them tune there from? And when me say, me near Rippleton, it's like nobody in here don't know what name so, even though it's a soul tune. Stick by me. John Holt. Me know say stick by me even though a John Holt has sing it. Most people don't know say it's not an original John Holt tune. Them little history there is vital and important for make you know say well, you stand up. You stand up. But it hurt me when I see white people I talk about the music and I say, oh come Jamaican youth don't know about the music them way there. You know, it's like you almost feel jealous. And you don't know who feel licked in them head. I go start work with a Bible, you know. I have a thick Bible in my yard, you know. For any time I ask all Tony about the music and she know, I just box her with the Bible. You understand? Because we are say, you don't understand it? All deal. I talk to Neil about certain kind of I just take the Bible and just box me in my face.
Sistrin!
Yes, I.
Ah, man, it's such a pleasure, of course, to have you in the studio. From time to time, we definitely go back to some of your early music and give it a vibe here on Soundchat Radio, man. And you know, the audience is always so impressed and overwhelmed with what you do and what you say in your music. And I think I wanted to start off this vibe with you, with just talking to you about the inspiration behind the lyrics and making of the music and so forth and so forth. So tell us a little bit about Janai.
Oh, you know, it is so fitting that I would come on the day when you decided to talk about the significance, or rather the insignificance, of a day like Emancipation Day, you know?
See.
Because these are some of the things, even when growing up, I would question. I got into a lot of trouble with my history teachers in school because I was reading before I started school. So I knew of Africa before slavery. So I come and I learned from William Green, was the writer of the history book at the time. This is a white man who never set foot in the West Indies, writing about slavery in the West Indies, you know. And these things would really impassion me as a young youth growing up. You know, and you grow up and you see so many things. And for those of us who are literate from early and are aware from early, you know, a lot of times you feel like you can't even talk to the people around you because everybody is so disinterested in things that are far beyond their present, You know, they're not interested in their real history. They will take what their teachers tell them. And I disagree when you say it is not the teacher's responsibility. Like, if we look back at our history as Africans, a teacher was not given a curriculum to study. You could not become a teacher unless you were well-knowledged. You know, unless you were well-learned and well-read and versed in these topics and had experience in them. We don't have that village community vibe anymore. We have lost that. It was beaten out of our ancestors.
See.
You know? And so these are some of the things. This is how I have always been since I was young. So it was natural for I to say, yo, if I go and do music, you know, I can talk about the things that I know, that I feel. I can't go now jump up in this and say I got an entertainer, you see? So I might not be the most popular because I talk these things, but this is where my passion lies, and so this is what I have to be true to, you see me? So this is where we are now.
So how, and you said that you may not be the most popular, but you talk the things that you feel. We often say here at Soundchat Radio that we don't get enough of that anymore in the music. We don't get enough, you know. Yes, we have the artists that hail the king and, you know, give the respect to where the respect is due, but the message that we once had in reggae,
True.
it's not there. You know, once upon a time something could be going on in a village cross town, and through the music is how we heard about it, and because of that hearing of it and that, you know, that awareness that was given to us through a song, we became more rebellious
Connected,
towards
yeah.
that stuff and connected
You're
to
talking about the history, you know, you're talking about smoke signals and drum sounds, you know. Remember, I said the drum at one point was illegal, you know, because they understood the powers of the drum back in the day, you know. Our African, I mean, I don't even know where to start. I don't know why, you know, this is just, I don't know where to begin. Like, really and truly, I'm really happy that you started with a song like Legitimate. There are some issues that are retentions, you know, and as women in particular, like women are the most powerful in terms of the energetic work that this planet has to do, the feminine, you know. And because women are so locked out of their true nature, they don't even understand, and so they're operating in the man's world and operating just doing whatever. And we are connected to Earth cycle, so we know more than any that it is our responsibility to protect family, protect youth, protect tradition. You know, when you see there was a law here in the, I don't know if it's the US alone, probably in Europe as well. But when there were, because I remember saying, no, black people is not slavery bring black people over here into the West, you know. Africans migrated from Africa. The Moors is black people civilized the earth, you know, and teach every other race about civilization, you know. I remember that those who went into Africa learned from Africa and then burnt the evidence, you know. Remember, it's them blast off the faces in Africa, you know. So they all know. And they perpetrated the most evil and heinous thing on our ancestors, taking Africans out of Africa and bringing them and calling them slaves. Slavery is a word given to us by our oppressors. We don't have to claim the word slavery. We don't have to claim emancipation. When you look at the word like that, you are speaking from a perspective that is not yours. Your experience is that you were taken from Africa and brought here. This is not your place. You are in exile. And you build up this world, this Western world, this New York City. All of this is built, is blood, build this whole Western civilization that they take so much pride in and shut us out of, you know. It's fear why a creature would operate that way, you know. And they have feared the black man from day one. I heard once somebody say that from the moment the white man went to Africa and the black man loincloth dropped, then everything just turned over and everybody decides, say, no, this man have to be quenched, this have to be stopped, you know. So it's a inbred fear, and we'll watch it happen, we'll watch it affect our society, we watch this colonial education system brainwash our children, we watch how their diet, the way they eat and feed themselves is different from how we melanated people supposed to eat and feed ourselves. Yes, and we watch how we grow up eating this whole heap of beef and pork and ham and all of these things that are we say is our tradition to do this, and it's not our tradition at all. Yes, them used to feed you tripe and beans, and you only used to get the refuse, and that is now a part of your cultural dish. Ackee and saltfish is a national dish, and saltfish don't even make in a Jamaica. Like, we don't have anything, we don't hold on to anything that is ours. We don't know what it is to be proud because we have not been shown what it is we have to be proud of. You learn, and I heard a caller say it as well, that the first thing you learn as a little black youth in school is that your ancestors were slaves. That is the first brainwash. That is the first wicked, evil thing that them do to the youths. And so from the moment you start to learn and become educated, you are taught that you are less. Here in America, up to not so long ago, black people weren't even considered human beings. You see me? So when we are now talking about emancipation, I do think it is important that we remember this day, because of the audacity of these people to think that they could emancipate us. Because if you read other versions of history, you realize that they didn't really have much of a choice here, you know, because it was really getting out of control. Yes? And so they had to kind of free that up, and everybody's eyes were on them now, and it was really an economic thing. So we and them, it has always been that. It has always been that tussle. But what we can celebrate is the fact that we have made so many strides as a people, with so, you know, being ripped from ourselves. We still have made so much progress to the point where, you know, and even though this is not really any great accomplishment in the scheme of things, you had a black man as president. Puppet or not, you had a black man as president, and that is also a significant enough thing for a black youth. See, so we just have to try balance it right now in the now, because when we talk about the history and getting passion, it is not for us to now say violence, we're gonna kill people. You see me? It's for us to look at our history, be proud of it, and remember ourselves. And when we remember ourselves and tap into it and learn about our culture, learn about the things that our ancestors left and gave the world, understand why is there a pyramid, what were those things, what did they mean. Now everybody's on this Illuminati thing and nobody knows what it means to be illuminated. We hear about Freemasonry, we don't understand that our people are the first Masons. We are ignorant and we are arrogant with it too, so you can't tell nobody nothing. You see me? So right now I want need to go read some book, and if them don't know, you can take my email address. I have hundreds of books I can share on PDF as well, the ones them need to know them history. The history lock up in some books, or some white people write some book, you know. So what I read a book, there's a book called The Wretched of the Earth by Franz Fanon. That book that will make you do serious things. The forward, the preface in the book is written by a white man who is basically warning white people about reading that book and about giving black people access to the book, really. So you know, say them barefaced enough to think black people not even gonna read this book. You know what I mean? So when we look at this context now, when we listen and we talk about emancipation, yeah man, remember these things. But we don't need to celebrate it as an Emancipation Day. Maybe we need to change the name and reclaim it and call it something else. Yes? Find something that emotes what it is, you know?
Something that is better descriptive of what really happened. Really took place.
Yes, I.
She's in the building, of course, Janine, very passionate about what she believes in, and we're also going to be talking about her passion for her music. Turn it up. By Dennis Emmanuel Brown. Now I know that a lot of the artists came together to do this album with you know honoring the works and life of Dennis Brown. Did you pick this song, or was this song?
No, they didn't even know this song. I told them if I'm going to be a part of this, this is the song I would.
So you picked your song.
Favorite Dennis Brown. Wow. Many people don't even know this song, but you know, this is one of Dennis Brown's more fiery tune, and I really love it. Chino Smith played the bass line on this, so he's the first one who let me hear this song, and it just, yeah, stuck with me.
Let's speak about your musical culture, like, you know, the people that you looked up to in reggae and so forth. Who are some of those people for you?
In reggae, it's more the producers, you know, in reggae. People like the scientists and Mad Professor and Augustus Pablo, Lee Scratch Perry, you know, Harry Moody, artists like Hugh Mundell too, yeah. And you know, I mean, of course, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Burning Spear, like the regular ones. But you see the producers now, because my love affair started with instrumental dub. When they took the music and separate it out and pull out the bass line and empty spaces. Like, I'm a poet, so for me that was like that is what called me to do this. Like, if I never buck up instrumental dub, I wouldn't be doing this right now. You see me? You're
a poet, and how long have you been actually writing poems?
Since maybe I was 5 or 6 years old.
Those of you who are tuning in, we're speaking to Janine. It's her first time in the studio, and of course I am going to ask her all type of questions because we don't know when she'll be passing through again. A poem for us and those who are listening? Is that possible?
You know, the song Warning was actually a poem at first. You mind if I say that one? Because, I mean, as a poem, like, that is really crucial for me. I remember I wrote that poem around the time when the Bush administration was ending, before we knew that it was going to be an Obama, you know? And I remember the air in America was like, it was the first time I felt like, yo, these black people over there really going to pop off now, you know, like, what are they going to do now? And then Obama and everybody get soft again, but so the poem is, watch the language that you use, ensure our comprehension with the words that you choose, simplify your statements or attention you will lose unless you are intentionally trying to confuse, because I refuse to sit back and watch you hold the people down in your top positions while the rest of we are drowned, because in the sentence of creation all you are is just a noun, but we're the verbs, the action words that put the power to the sound, and that's way beyond profound, because when the wealth is for the few, they feel that there is no one they should have to answer to, so the things that they will say are not the things that they will do, and even after all the talk the people still don't have a clue, but at least this much is true, information is the key. Yes, knowledge is the only way the people will be free, so it isn't just a choice, it's a responsibility to keep aware so you can judge if what they say is what you see. Yeah.
Wow. 718-554-8598. Janine is in the building. Some very strong and serious words. We're speaking to her about her career. We haven't even gotten to our project of yet, because before we introduce the project here on Soundchat Radio, I want you to feel the passion that she feels every time she recites a poem, every time she hears one of her songs being played in the studio, every time she just thinks of a lyric. You know, talk to us a little bit more about Janine. You know what I mean? Because I'm not sure if all of our listeners are familiar with your craft and your input in the culture.
Wow. About I think it's really simple, you know. I was raised as a pastor's daughter. My father was a Baptist pastor in Trelawney. You know, anybody who know about Trelawney, like, that's where all of the free villages started. The Baptist church was a revolutionary movement in that time. My father was a public servant. He was a community pastor, not like them new type pastor here, like one of them people there who, I mean, people having problems in them home and thing, they would come to him. So I was used to seeing my father serve other people and bring strange people into the house and have youth staying at the house, or if there was any drama, you know. And my mother was a social worker. She used to teach sewing. She worked with the SDC with, you know, skills training, that is in the 80s before the JLP take out all of them thing there. So they were servants. So I grew up knowing and learning that serving people is the highest thing, you know. And as I grew, I mean, I was in a pretty sheltered environment, so I never even know about dancehall and the sound culture. And it's when I'm much older that I start to learn about the, you know, that part of my Jamaican culture. But growing up, I mean, I spent a lot of time, you know, in my head, thinking about my spirit and the fact that I am a spirit and I have a body and I'm treading in this world. A lot of, you know, I mean, yeah, I'm a nerd, definitely, bookhead, like, yeah. But some of us have to be that way, you know, it's the balance, same way. And I never had any aspirations of being an artist. I just used to write because it was how I vented. I was the youngest one in my family, and I just had a lot going on in my head. I was reading really early, so I just had to find a way to let it out. And, you know, and then, yeah.
How did you become an artist?
Well, later in life, like when I was in university, I started to share my work more often now, because I went to an all-girls high school. So you don't really have no, you know, opportunity for, well, me personally, I never really go out and party and things. So there was no social group outside of church. When I go university, that is a whole different platform, like whole heap of people. And I share some things, and it's like the response I get from people when they hear the word sound or hear me sing some things is like overwhelming. And I'm like, really? You like it? And it was kind of a pull factor, you know, just sharing more and more. And then after I finished university, I worked in corporate for a while, and I was still kind of always doing the music and always writing and always kind of dabbling in it as something just for my own therapy. And then I realized corporate wasn't going to be my thing. I kind of always knew. And then when I finally retired from corporate Jamaica, I started to delve more into the music and the creation process, and I just attracted some really, really talented musicians around me, and we were able to start working on a project with Barry's Hammond, and he gave me a space to just create and countless studio hours to just experiment as well, because he heard the passion and he saw the lyrics and he wanted to be a part of it too.
It's hard not to be in your presence and see the passion. You know what I mean? And definitely, for those of you who don't know, Janine, she's doing absolutely well. As she says, she's not striving to be the most popular, but she's doing what she does. You know what I mean? And getting her word out there in the way that she chooses to get it out there.
Do you think that your message and your music very powerful and your passion? Do you feel that it is not reaching the mass as how you want it to reach them?
That's a really important question, because especially when I'm in Jamaica, I do this music for my people, I do this music for Africa and the diaspora and South America and black people. I want them hear it and feel confident and empowered. And sometimes I feel like people aren't ready to hear a certain level of information.
Right.
And I feel people become very defensive sometimes when you say things, because they'll take it personally. And then there's a way, it's like when you ever buck up a person that is illiterate, right? When you start to say certain things to them, they become very aggressive. It's a defense mechanism. So when you're talking the truth to people, sometimes they're not ready to hear that. I can go tell my sister who I love, I said to her daughter, I don't think you must do that to your hearing, because really and truly, if you know what they're putting in those cream and them thing, you wouldn't do it to yourself. You're going to end up with this, or you shouldn't really eat that way now, because you see me, fibroids is a real thing, and so many of us are getting it, and diabetes and all of these things, you don't have to get it. It don't really run in your family, it's just that you and your mother and your granny them did eat the same thing. People don't want to hear that. You see me? So sometimes they're like, and they, I got you already, and I talk truth to the youths them, and I see a little section of hot girl just start clap like, yeah man, enough for she. And you see me, like, at the moment I never even itch on the stage. I just give thanks and move off, and you had another set in there with like, no, and them ready because them hungry for it. You see me? And I just went outside around the tree, and all of them move out and come around the tree, the ones who wanted to hear, and we beat drum and with us reason, and we just lift up a vibe.
Is it challenging for you in Jamaica as an artist?
It is challenging, but it is one of those challenges that you thrive on, because those are the things that make it doesn't discourage me. It is a challenge, but it really encourages me, because it makes me feel like, all right, then I need to find a way now to break it down a little more. I have to find a way to reach my people, because if I am doing it for them, then it means I have to keep refining it until they will eat it. It's just like you're a mother and say the youth have to eat this, so you're going to put little honey on it if you have to, whatever you need to do to feed them this medicine. You see me?
Janine is in the building, man, and I'm actually looking at her tour date. She's on the schedule. Looks like the schedule kicked off on His Majesty's birthday.
Yes,
right? And
then I have enough work for them.
Yeah, when I say that she is touring extensively, she's extensively touring. It looks like you're going to be in SOBs
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, August the 2nd, of course, tomorrow night in Manhattan. So those of you who are listening to what she's saying here and feeling the passion, seeing her, of course, perform is totally different than listening to her on the radio. The passion is real, people. We are in the building, and you want to know how it goes. When we take our time to sit down and talk to an artist for so long, it's because it's someone that is doing great things. It's someone that you guys need to log on to. You know what I mean? Listen more to our music. The sound man them out there, your Ninja show off at the beginning of the little interview with the Mighty Crown dub plate. Don't wait until every sound is playing for you to reach out to the sister and say, listen, I need two of them thing there, because at the end of the day, this is how it has always been. It has been where sound man see the talent, hear the message, and use that message and spread it across. And we'll talk about the sound thing later on, but one thing that I realized that has happened to our sound system culture is that it's become a lot follow fashion. You know what I mean? Until a man kill a song with a Janine, no go on vice them, because when I say Janine now go kill the song. That's just basically what it comes down to, but it's never been that way. One time it was just about exposing great talent and being able to say, yo, me cut this band up. So you hear Ninja probably can beat off our 3 more. You know what I mean? And basically it's about showing everyone that, listen, we don't only play music, but we also recognize talent, and we see a need for certain type of music and certain type of lyrics, so we have to voice it too and send it out to the people.
Yes, I.
What makes you as an artist? What keeps you grounded with all these negative energy around, and all these, back and forth. What keeps you, Jana, as an artist, grounded to keep that mental space of the message that to keep to the people all the time?
Meditation, I am a teacher of yoga, and a lot of I get no flack from the community about the yoga thing. Years me I practice and them used to burn me because we don't even know say yoga is our thing too. When you look, you never see them images on the wall in ancient Egypt with the people them stand up on them foot set so. This is yoga, this is our thing. Is I carry it go India and the Indians them get to expand on it. Remember, it's whole heap of work for mash up Africa, and all of these things that we get, so I know I have adapted that to myself as well. I have reconnected with the breath, and sometimes when the world is hectic and the mind is hectic, I have to still myself by breathing, and the deep breathing and the stretch and the meditation and the withdrawing of my senses from outside and just focusing in. These are powerful tools that we have that you don't have to pay money for, and these can help to calm things, bringing it right back down to zero, like when we're going to deal with our one another and our man and woman situation, or deal with the youths them, instead of dealing with them like how the slave master would have deal with them. Sometimes we just need to bring it back down to zero, operate from a place of calm and deal with it like how Haile Selassie would have deal with it, you know what I mean?
Same.
I mean,
that's what I try to do.
Your yoga thing is pretty serious.
Yes, I.
Pretty serious. Like, when I go up on Instagram, them yoga thing, them see me and say, yo, Jenna is not a human being, man. Cause
I'm not even going hard on it.
Yo, your yoga thing is serious, man. So I was telling Chin like, yo, Jenna had some serious yoga movement and I wish I really deal with it,
And it's just a matter of learning to do these things, because it's not even that it is hard to do. And I find that when I bring yoga like into the inner city, the youths them have a natural affinity for it. Even if them step back and say, the moment them try, them have it within them, because get a youth can flip off a wall, and like it is natural to us. We just need to tap into these things rather than tapping into some of the arms holes that's being pumped out there as things to do with your attention.
We love that one here.
Jeez! Me and China debate about a song here there, Now, where Jana really talk about. She talk about the peer. Understand?
Jana,
and then she start talking about some different things tonight. So we really want understanding Jana. We really talk about the song.
We have a thing here, right? And you gotta excuse us. We have a thing here where, our philosophy is that sometimes we listen to the music and we dance to the music and we even sing some of the songs, but we never really stop to know what they mean, right?
True.
We had this long debate a couple of months ago where we used the Bob Marley song Kaya. Kaya no. And we opened the phone lines and asked everyone, what is it that Bob is talking about? What is he referring to as Kaya? And no one really knew. There was not one consensus across the board. Some people were saying he's talking about weed.
Mattress.
Some people said sex. Some people said mattress. But we love the song and we love the lyrics. And we can go on and on with songs that give us this effect, So your song was one of those songs that we started a little debate with amongst ourselves. We didn't do it live on air. But we're saying that, is this really about a peer, or is it wordplay? Is it, a sexy, seductive song that mature people like a Bob Marley, then mature lyricists would say, you know what I mean? Hold that one, yeah.
I mean, are you sure you want to know? Because sometimes when you find out, you're disappointed. Like, I bet I never ask, Sure, it was boring. This song, alright, so I may not look it, but like I am a serious foodie. Like I really love my belly, right? So this song, I wrote the hook. The first hook, avocado, I love my avocado, at my breakfast table. Yes, I got my first avocado of the season in 2012 or 13. Yes, 2012. And it's one of them big jumbo Jamaican pear the way if you cut off the top you can't eat it with spoon because the seeds they're so far back and it yellow and it not too wet and it not too dry. Perfect pear. And I had that slice on my plate with my greens and my boiled banana. And the first bite I put in my mouth, I just start. In food sweet, I just And that was the moment. That is where it was conceived. And I really enjoyed the vibe. And at the time I was working on the New Name album. I didn't write it as an album song. I wrote it because I was just starting to learn about the whole sound clash culture and the 80s reggae where them talking about Coca-Cola bucket shape and this girl up that and you know, the competitive vibe they put into the woman thing. And you know, Rory was teaching me wholly about that too, because I was just kind of new to that kind of vibe.
Shouts to Rory.
Yes, shouts to Rory. And I just decided, all right, I'm going to build a song, but I'm going to build one of them songs that I got trouble the man them too, because them trouble me because I don't have no Coca-Cola bucket shape. I am not a browning. I cannot relate to none of the song them. So watch me and them. And I just made up, you know, I made it a fun song. Right. And just like me I talk about, you know, you still find a way to put in the right messages. Because we make sure we not promote materialism. We promote holistic thing. We say we want a man who's strong and can defend us and can plant and who can cook and you know what I mean?
But that's unfair though. Because what I'm telling man, we can plant and can defend it. What them not get no?
Wait, no, them. Why I don't know. I don't know.
Big up to Blunt Posse Ajax. He just says, "Big up my Empress Avocado for me."
Yes, I.
Now listen, Avocado is one of those songs that you know we feel it, and if you say you did it for trouble the man, then you're trouble with. You know what I mean? Because we love the song, and it shows a different style. True. You know, for you. True. Sometimes the message are very strong and very upfront, and then this one was more like a fun thing where I said. She really a talk about Pure Ninja. She a talk about
and it's very catchy.
It was really good on the Avocado. Me love my Avocado. So definitely, you know what I mean. You're doing great music, and we have to thank you for it. There, you know, it's refreshing that we have now a woman, right? There are women in the industry, but you know, as we get a chance to talk to many of you, we have to congratulate you on the. Cause we know it's not easy. We know it's the struggle rough, especially the angle where you're taking it from. You're not selling sex and you're not selling image. You just sell lyrics and music and, you know, vibrant education then. Call your life.
Yo, chill, Wagwan.
Wagwan, talk to me. Janine is in the building.
Yo, Janine, Empress. Look at yourself.
Blessed love. Give thanks.
Janine, I mean, you're so powerful, right? And I mean, you were so right that people need to read.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I remember last year you did an interview and you recommended a book called The Master Key.
Yes.
And same time I go for Amazon. And order a book there. And I tell you, say, right now, Janine, I tell you, say, yo,
life changing. Yes, I.
Yo, Ninja.
Yes, sir.
Please, team of bubble, please.
Yo, easy.
All right, listen.
Blessed love.
718-554-8598. Those of you who are listening to our conversation right now, different type of sound chat today because we have a special guest in studio. Big up, of course, the fat man from VP. Earlier I said, you know, say more time when I get the girl and for pass through. Fat man come in and say, yo, watch it, you know, enough girl me come bring her this through there, you know, so where I said shit. But it's true, you know what I mean? But you know, we were extra excited, of course, for you, Janine, because it's just a different reasoning, you know what I mean? Yes, the reasoning what we have with the eye is like we would have amongst the man then. I love that, you know what I mean? Where a woman can get now the reasoning to one and express herself while the ones and ones listen and know, say, you know what I mean? You know, the struggle that come from two sides. Balance. You know what I mean? It's a balance struggle.
It's good to hear your passion when it comes to life itself and music itself. You know, it's always good to hear a woman's perspective or passion she's and full of passion.
718-554-8598. Janine is in the building, people. She's passing through New York City. She's gonna be in SOBs tomorrow. Listen, I'm looking at her tour schedule. Right, the tour kicked off His Majesty's birthday, July 23rd, and it stems all the way into like September. You know what I mean? It's a good vibe. You know what I mean? So there are people that is feeling the energy and feeling the music. And one of the things that she said that, you know, I will take from the conversation with you tonight is the fact that, you know, you're not run down the thing. You know what I mean? You don't need to be the most popular. You just need that message that you feel the youths them need for have. You just need that message that to get out there. And sometimes when you do the music from that place, greater things come. True. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of our early forerunners of the culture did the music for that. Because they felt that the generation and the population had to be educated on what was going on at the time.
And there was no money to be had.
No money
so there were
to
no
be had.
distractions from that. You know, it's just passion. And they were really feeling it. Like them time that them a kill Rasta man. So when you hear a man a sing about Rastafari and not up him head, it's not a fad thing. You see me? It's when you hear Burning Spear voice. Them things that come from real places. When you hear the man them a sing out, you see me? You know, hear music like that again. You know, so we're trying to bring that.
Trying to bring it
well.
back. Call your live.
Hello, Chin.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, boss? I want to make a quick comment.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
You know, and this is about the emancipation. And I agree with you that we shouldn't celebrate the Emancipation Proclamation. Let me turn on radio show. Turn on radio. Yeah. And look, a lot of people gave credit to the European for the slave trade. But if you read Deuteronomy 28, it will tell you that because we did not keep the covenant of God, God put we in bondage and slave. So we in this Western Hemisphere was a result of the act of God, not the European them cleverness and anything like that. So and Chin, you know, I tell you, my brethren, it's in Deuteronomy 28, it's in Genesis. So the Jews in Israel right now, they are Europeans, they are Khazars, they are not the original Jew like we, Israelite, like the I, as a Rasta.
And here's why I'm stammering, because I don't fully share your thoughts then, or your sentiments. Yes, I don't fully share your sentiments. You caught me with the last half with the Jews and so forth, but I don't think this was something that we should look on as God enslaved the black man, and that seems to be what you're saying to me. Is like, you know, our sins on earth was so bad that we were enslaved by God. This is something that was ordained from biblical times. Janine wants to speak now, so I will let her, attack your statement.
And it's not attacking, brother. It's not attacking. Cause I grew up in the church and I grew up with Bible, And it's only much later in my life that I understood what the Bible was. And I understood how to read it from the first word in the Bible till the last word, to understand the story, so that I could see what was truth of it. But you have to remember who put those words together. You also have to remember where those words were originally taken from. So the Bible, which is a few thousand years old, was taken from texts that are thousands, much, tens of thousands of years old. This is knowledge from ancient Kemet, from ancient Kush, that has been put together by Europe and presented to us as the Holy Gospel. Now, while there is truth to be had from it, I get a lot of flack from this, especially from certain ones in the community, but we have to be prepared to release some of the things that are not ours and that are not true. There is no God outside of yourself looking down on you and judging you. God is within you. God is what you manifest when you act in your highest capacity of your spirit. There is nobody. You look at the African way of spirituality and you realize God is a part of your spirit. You are a spirit. We are all a part of the same organism, this whole life that exists, each of us, the perception of us being individual people. That is just a polarity consciousness that we have now, because we are in this fallen state. When the Bible uses certain code words, those who are knowledgeable of other sacred texts will understand it, but those who don't have certain knowledge and all them have is the little Bible that them slave master give them, they will get caught up in it, and it is so easy to just pull one verse of scripture out of the Bible and say, listen to that justifies that. That is not our way. We were not taught that. We were taught differently, and we are so far removed from our culture that we can make things come out of our mouth like God would put us in slavery. No, my brother, I don't take that.
Call your live.
Chin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Early on me, she said, boy, I look at you, the first thing you got school and teach them about in parents was slave and all of them things. I want to tell you that that good enough. Because majority of them youth nowadays, them don't even know nothing where the forefather come from or nothing about slave. So for you get that for the first day, I think it's a good thing that.
I don't, my brother, and I love you, because you know why? You want your youths to know them history. But I want to put it to you that suppose the first thing that your youth learn was that his forefathers, his ancestors were kings and queens who were able to build a machine that was able to transport and move huge objects with electromagnetic energy. Suppose it's that him did learn first. Suppose him did learn that the golden mean.
But we learn it's true.
No, it is not true.
I don't lie, I don't know, false, them put in our head.
It's false them put in our head, my love.
I love you know of that straight up.
No, I would have loved him. Say I feel like say I've not got tell you them too much about the slavery thing. I have got start the information so far, so in depth into them real and true history that by the time it reached slavery, it looked like it's just a slight interruption in what is really African history. Mutabaruka said that slavery is not African history. Slavery is European history. Yes, African history, that is just a slight interruption in African history, my beloved brother.
Call your life.
Yeah, Chin, I mean, I have to disagree with two of you call of them, because I don't know which part of their mindset. I mean, one call and I justify the Bible, it's like justifying slavery. And the brother we call a while ago with people, it's good to know where your forefathers coming from during slavery. That is utterly wrong, because my question is, what was black people doing before slavery?
They would have us believe we were up in trees. Yes? Killing one another and licking people over the head with baton. That is what they want us to believe. I see a brother talking about Hebrew, Israelite and all of these things. Listen, we don't have to get caught up in the semantics, because if I could go further and say I am a Cushite, we could talk even further and talk about the Atlanteans, and then we talk about a whole heap of different thing where we don't really have the time to go into right now. And I don't use religion to define my spirituality. I don't need religion to define. For all of those who need religion to help them to come to a knowing of themselves, that is your journey. Honor it, but do not come to I and tell I that I need to follow your religion in order to find my spirit, and don't bring it to my youth and don't bring it to nobody else. Do what you need to do with yourself. Yes, this judgment thing that we have, taking on other people's religion and taking on and defending it before you defend truth and rights. Yes, I respect the Hebrew Israelite them. I have some ones in Africa now, in Kenya right now, who they have taught me so much about how to eat and how to balance your diet with the seasons and these things. And this is African knowledge too, and it's because of how them lean in them religion, why them even decide that them going to look at Africa in that way, and that is good. There is so much to learn from the Rastaman and Bobo Hill too, and there is so much to learn from even the Indian them who have a very, very off kind of perception of this multiplicity that God is. I mean, we all have our own ideas. Like, we need to stop focusing on what we are dissimilar with. We need to focus on what we have in common, because right now what we are facing as a species is so grave that there is no place for separation anymore. We have to even start look for ourselves and stop proving black and white. His Majesty cite these things, His Majesty was all inclusive to every religion and every nation, and His Majesty say until we become members of a new race, or in our allegiance not to nations but to each other in this human race, until then there will be war, because there will always be a reason for me shout after you and you shout after me. We need to come out of that. And I as a woman said that because I carry womb, so I carry a different level of understanding that if I tap into it, I don't have to even read no book. So right now I just want the sister them know, say, yeah man, you see when the baby up on your breast, you just put some good words in them brain and just make sure, say, you season them properly and prepare them for what is to come.
Janai, do like, in order for people to, your words are powerful, your energy is powerful. A lot of people out there would like to reach you and try to, get more information where them can reach and more. No?
Sure.
Tell them where them can find.
I would have said, the website is the best place, because you can go to all of the social media from there. If you're on Instagram, it's Janine Online, and every time I say Janine, it's JAH and the number 9. So it's Janine Online on Instagram and on Facebook, and it's at Janine on Twitter. But you see, now there's a very special thing on my website right now, and it is I wouldn't call it a mixtape. It's like a groundings, 18 tracks that I put together, yes, out of my pocket to give away for free on my website. It has some excerpts from books that I've read that I put on dub music. It has a few covers from some really powerful people that I have listened to. It has some a few snippets from the album and some other music. But it's one of them things that where you listen and you're so keen. Some of the things where you're going to hear, is some reasonings we're having with them mixtape there, because sometimes if you wait till people listen to your thing on the radio, they may not ever hear the message. So when you say, all right, sit here, 18 track free, JOCKS.com, download it right now, available.
Yo, man, I'm gonna say nothing from Janine sit down because they are listening. Because sometimes you see artists and you hear about them and you listen to their music, and me as a person, if you know them is about that thing where they must sing about, and me sit down here, me look upon you, me hear you, me hear everything, it seems like you about that life, you know what I mean? And you mentioned the book, The Master Key. It's funny because I have that book in my office at work, and it's in my drawer. And when you said that book, then I say, yo, for real, they should definitely about it, you know what I'm saying? And it's a pleasure to sit here and listen to you, and definitely, I'm now go download your thing free, I'm going to spend some money
no
for
man,
Jana.
it is for free. It's free. In September now when the album drop, you can buy that.
Yeah,
but this
yeah,
is for free. And I just want to say, you see books like all Master Key, and you have authors like Walter Rodney and people who are spitting truth. Back in the time when if black people did hear some of them sounds from early, then, Judeo-Christianity wouldn't infiltrate their mind in the way that it has. Yeah, they blocked those books, them blacklist those books, You couldn't get them book there in Jamaica. It was illegal to have those books. That author, everything by that author was illegal. Yes, because it's the same reason why ganja was illegal.
There's another book that was really good. I don't know if you read it. It's called The Outliers. I don't know if you've read that book.
Yes, I've read that book as well.
Very good book as well. Come on.
718-554-8598. Janine is in the studio. The phone lines are absolutely ringing. Now, what I feel that everybody has done is that them sit down in awe. Like, whoa. Soundchat has changed the programming tonight. There's a lady on the radio station that's really talking some powerful things. Let's sit down and listen before we start blazing the phone lines, right? Now, we are broadcasting in 28 cities across the world. Well, we just lost Trinidad because they tuned out at an hour earlier, so, at 9 o'clock. So big up to everybody who now left from the radio station in Trinidad is now listening to us online. Janine has a new project. I want to get into that project. Want to talk about that project. The phone lines are ringing. People don't feel no way if we don't get to the phones right now. But Janine, before we get to your project, right? I have to ask you this, and even if it's just for me, right? When you recite, I see that passion and that energy coming out of your pores. Normally when we get an artist in the studio, we would do this thing called rhythm up, where we run our rhythm and we make the artists them do them thing, right? I don't think that's fitting for your type of style. But what I would like you to do is just one more poem. One more poem for everybody who's listening. So
oh my gosh, I'd have to read something in a car.
So they can feel that energy, you know what I mean? And while you get ready to do that, I will take some phone calls because the phones are blazing. But I want people to feel how you put your words and in the contents together to do what you do. Caller, your live. Turn down your radio and just listening to your phone, please. Caller? When you call, please don't have your radios on, people, because then we hear our voice back in your radio. Just listening on your phone. Caller, your live.
Yes. Empress, bless up yourself. Really respect the reasoning. For your person like I and I self, who has been on this journey for a while, spiritual journey. Grew up in the Christian church and tried Rastafari, and I know just recently within the last year or so to come to the realization of Kemet and Kush and the story of the Bible that has been stolen from that original story, the original life. Like I said, I just this reasoning was was needed. It was needed. I think the masses needed to hear what you had to say this evening. Yes. And I don't know if you had the opportunity to do any music with or even meet Von Benjamin from Midnight Band, but I think you guys together would do some great works as far as spiritual music.
They say you think so. Well, you have some good news coming.
Alright, Mom.
Yes,
Give thanks, my brother. Gonna take one more call. Call your live.
You guys together with do some good works as far as
Call your live.
Chin, one question more ask Janine.
Yes.
So, question, so Jesus not really died on the cross for me?
Oh gosh, you see this Jesus thing now? I remember when I did just learn certain things, you know. I rejected enough information because they beat Jesus into me, you know. And I mean on a metaphysical level, like the idea of this Jesus thing. We have to remember, you know, enough of them stories there is based on facts. But it's not that there was a man named Jesus who died on a cross for your sin. This principle of the Christ is something that can manifest in each person. Yes, there is no God in the sky. All of these concepts are way more metaphysical than literal, but they have taught us to read the Bible in a very literal way, and that blocks us from really understanding the message of it. So instead of learning to manifest your Christ consciousness, you feel like you can just pray to Jesus and still keep up your slackness and your arms out, and you don't have to do it yourself, or you can pay your offering and then all your sins will be forgiven. But it's
So
you have to do that work.
baptism now, where they must say you have to born again.
But
And
what
then
is being
someday-
born again? Dipping yourself in water, that physical thing has no meaning unless you apply it to your life and your discipline. Yes? Now the things I am saying, you know, people might not agree, but it's not a matter of agree or disagree like this. Baptism idea is a spiritual thing, you know. It is when you submerge yourself in knowledge that you are baptized, and when you die. And it's not a physical death. Is when, as the brethren who called before say, you unlearn some of the things that you've learned before to make space for the truth to manifest. So Christ is a very, very important concept for you to learn and identify with, so that you can strive to become like him, not so that you can worship him outside of yourself, so that you can become him. And that is what Haile Selassie I do. Haile Selassie I trod earth as Christ, because he manifested it, he identified with it, and he led that as his example to everyone. So if I want to know about what would Jesus Christ really be like, go and read Haile Selassie autobiography and learn about Christ.
Call your live.
Come on, bless up.
Yes, sir.
Yo, John, that one left to what you're saying.
Yes, I.
Oh, hello?
Yes, I.
Yeah, man, not gonna left field with the one you're saying. The other night, I'm a stepping out of Babylon.
Yes.
That was like 2 weeks ago, man. My master with it.
Yes.
I'm gonna say, it's not 2 weeks if Janine could have covered that song yet. That song is so like you.
Don't it? Hey, me love my sacrifice, is a shame.
Yeah, man.
Yes, we have to go think about that one.
Stepping out of Babylon
Into
one by
Jerusalem.
one.
Yes, I remember say Babylon is a state of mind, you know. Just like how Zion is a state of mind. So stepping out of Babylon, you can't just sing them word there. You not really step out of Babylon. You have to look at how you eat, how you live, everything is holistic thing, you know. You can't just say one thing and then you live another way, like Brother Drew say. You have to manifest it, or it works without words. It's death, like the one on the internet say.
So 718-554-8598. I got some very important things to talk about right now, and then we're gonna go to my gift, Janine's next poem, and then we'll go, of course, into her new release and stuff that she's here on the ground promoting, right? Janine. So you promised me a poem.
Yes.
You dropped one earlier, and I could see the passion.
Yeah, but before she get to the poem, Chin, I want to ask you this simple question. Do all of your songs that you do, you make sure it is a message in all your songs? Because all the songs we listen to, there's like a message in it. There's no, you're something you're trying to get forward in your song.
And it's not even like I'm trying to get forward something, it's just how it manifests, because it's how, as you see, it's the things I am thinking about. And sometimes there's no audience or no group of people or panel to talk with, so you write it on paper. You see me? So it's just sharing from the mind and sharing from the experience.
Do you find it hard as a female cultural artist to stay in the industry that we have right now?
Not at all. Not at all. Because the niche that I have, the space that I have found in this, I know that this is what I am supposed to be doing, because if it wasn't, I'd be doing something else. I am not struggling or hustling or suffering. The way has been made, and that is how we can know when you're doing what you're supposed to do, you know. We have to observe like water. You know, is it flowing or is there resistance? Bears have a song about putting up resistance. I don't even to put up resistance, and I don't even to believe in a resistance and pushing and stressing and I believe things must be calm, and I believe this is when you see the thing. And when I retired from corporate, I watched the doors that were opened, and I don't push and try force my way through. I watch what is presented to me. That is something I learned from the life of the king as well. We don't have to run down what is ours. And so this is what I am doing. I have been doing it for years, and I am taking my time. I am not trying to bust and run down any accolades. I am just making the music, and as the ones find it, they are receptive, and they are the ones, people creating events so that I can come and share. Yes, so I might not be on the big ones on Jamaica, you know, or they might call and I might say no, because them not I have to come and do it on tracks, and I want to do it live because the live experience is how my thing.
So you prefer to do your shows with band?
Yeah,
definitely. You have a band?
Yes, I. The dub treatment.
Okay.
Yes, I.
You have a band, and before you go into your poem, here's a question that I want to ask you now before I forget. Explain the Janai.
So my name is Janine. Right, I have a sister named Kimia, and that is an African name. And then I born now, I am the blackest one in my family, and them give me one French name, Janine. So I know, you know, wanted something African, and I can't change my name, but I found the number 9 represented right there in my name. It's spelled Janine. So my uncle started calling me Janine, and I relate to that. So I hold the 9 now and find meaning in it on many levels, mathematical, metaphysical, and I see how 9 manifests in our life. Because you know, when you concentrate on number, you see it and you see how it manifests. So yeah, so Janine is actually my name. You see me?
How does it? What's the name of the forthcoming album in September?
9.
Yeah. And then I saw something that I think it was like 6021, something like that.
2016.
2016. Okay.
And this is the year of 9, because 2 + 1 + 6 is equal to 9. So this is the year of 9. This is not me make that up. Once can go look that up. Isn't it? Yeah. And we're releasing the album on the 9th day of the 9th month in the year of 9.
And your name is Janine.
And I name 9 too.
So share with us the beautiful poem that you have.
All right, so this is not one of them rhymey dub poems.
Right.
You know. This is to give you an idea. Sometimes when I go off in my brain and I just feel like writing. I wrote this on March 20th in 2013. A perm becomes the closest thing to initiation, the most significant ritual in the life of a young black girl. Exiled in the West, born perfect, then made to forget. Deep rooted in earth, but foreign to world. Longing for community, she falls prey to the pressure of illusory standards of beauty. And sisterhood disconnected from elders, ancestors, spirit, purpose. Made to loathe her divine connect to moon, cycle, powers, mystery, adopting a history not her own, becoming a clone, walking dead, preparation for victimhood, use by men who know not, abuse by them who go not with love and overstanding, handing our daughters over to be the spoils, reflection of a broken connection. No more, no door closed can be so for long, for the youth is strong. The life is long, eternal, and always finds its way, no matter how far we stray. Every perceived obstacle is a chance to surrender, to shed, grow light, to know right will overcome might with the dawning of each new day. It is the potential for her to say, with the role her actions play, I know 'cause I am woman. To limit her is death, to embrace her is life, as mother, daughter, sister, wife. Ending strife with balance, ending fear, acknowledging the oneness we share, the unity from which I and I prepare. Heart, mind, body, spirit, soul, reclaiming control from them, surrendering to him, restoring confidence so we may begin knowing.
Refreshing. And of course, powerful words from Janine. She's in the building. Those of you who are just tuning in now, the chat room, Lady Ann just called me on my personal phone, right? And she says to me, Janine can't come out of the studio without the rhythm up chin. No, do that.
Yes.
Right? Now, the chat room is saying Janine have to do rhythm up. Right?
I'm a tough fuck. Everybody in the chat room must say Janine have to do rhythm up. Let's put rhythm up right.
Yeah, rhythm up.
But the
Let Janine know say you want her to do rhythm up.
Just put
so just
rhythm
say
up.
Rhythm up. Big up to everybody, of course,
When
in
the
the
whole
chat room.
screen go rhythm up, then she can get you rhythm up.
She has a new project, of course, coming out. Some new songs. The album is going to be released. Janine, it's going to be released in September 9th, of course, in the year of the 9.
Yes, I.
And her name is Janine. Look at the whole screen in the chat room now. It's saying rhythm up, rhythm up, rhythm up, rhythm up. Big up to everybody, of course, in the chat room that keeps the energy going each and every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Janine is in the building, so it's a special thing. I know enough on to say, boy, change the program, but it's nice seeing where. Big up to Junior P, Soul Supreme. Big up to Earth Ruler, Scorpion. Big up to Blunt Posse, of course, Ajax. All of the sound man, them will have it locking. Shouts to everybody in the Sound Chat WhatsApp group that's talking about Janine right now, because I'm seeing on a post up one of the books them that she's recommended to read. Let me just go back so I can know exactly what book that was. Posted up a book. The book is called The Redricks on Earth. The Wretched of Earth. Right? It's now circulating through social media and our WhatsApp stuff.
Nice.
So at least people are feeling that vibe. So 718-554-8598 is the number in studio, of course. Big up to everybody. Big up to Fat Man VP for giving us the honor and the pleasure of being able to present Janine to our listening audience on a Monday, the international audience on a Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and it's not over yet because we're about to give her the ultimate test, the test that we give every artist that steps through the door, the test that we call Rhythm Up.
This is easy for her because she part of the Rory. The man, they are veteran of the music, so it should be easy. You know what I mean? So, Jenna, you ready?
Here we go.
All right, cool. Look at see.
Give me a moment. Let me figure. Okay. The keeper of the gate, a seer of the way, a seeker of the fullness in the future of the clay. These hands are rough and purpose to create from a mind unconfined that is designed to calculate, intuiting of the essence, awareness of the presence of the whole beyond each individual part, master of the mind space, mason of the landscape with intelligence she access from the heart. A spiritual woman is the greatest threat to the status quo. The fruits she will bear, the power she has access to. The world and all perception are simply too subjective. They cannot quench the yearning for the truth. The end. Jeez.
Let's talk about the projects now, man. Let's talk about the current projects that you have. You have 2 singles, right?
Yes.
2 singles. It's on your mixtape, right? You said that it's
Humble
for free.
Me. Yes. Mixtape full for free. You see me?
Janine.com.
Janine.com. Go to that site and you will see the tab that says 9mm. Click it, download, and then make a reason.
And it's for free. So let's go to Humble Me.
Yeah.
Right? Talk to now, Janine. We're gonna turn your power with Rory, right?
Yes,
so we are turning you in a selector right now. See? Once upon a time, Rory was the king of dancehall. He's still the king of dancehall, right? And he says, reaching out,
Oh my gosh.
This next one is about you. So we
can't do that. Me have to be myself. So me gotta do my thing.
Intro that thing, yeah.
So right now, this tune is a tune called Humble Me. For all of the ones who are so full of knowledge in their head, sometimes you have to remember, say, the more you learn, is the more you realize, say, you don't know nothing. Yes? So right now, humility we ask for. Humble me more and more. Kick it off.
Now, how do you feel about knowing that a Rasta man, capable and qualified to do a job, right? He has a no accident records, so as reported, right? He's been doing his job, serving that company well, and know he's lost his job. And the Rasta man is now, he's crying foul, but at the end of the day, he's saying that him have a local youth on the way, and him don't have no job. And the reason why I'm losing job is not because of his capabilities, of his performance. It is just because a company, monetary reasons.
Colonialism, you know, same bossy slave behavior, you know. And I know a sister who worked with Scotia Bank who went through the same thing as well, because the daughter them face it in the bank too. So it's not even like it's a Rastafari thing, you know, it's a black people thing, you know, it's a self-hate kind of thing, you know, because a lot of these companies, it's black people in the companies perpetrating them thing against them one another, you know. Just like when they used to have the overseer, you know, who master give the whip to beat him own kind. And him would have wickeder to him own kind than even master sometimes. And this is what we face now in post-colonial Jamaica. Yes, where you have certain bossy slave who don't believe that you're supposed to look like an African because they have been made to hate themselves. Right? And then would have cream out them hair until the hair peel out of them head before them make like a natural hair showing at the front of them head. Them despise themselves, and then you have brethren who feel like if you're not clean shaven and you don't hide your natural spirals which you put in your you know what I mean, it is an offense. It's almost like natural hair is an offense. So it's not even just locks on your head, you know what I mean, because anybody can wear locks. You don't have to be Rasta now, you know, but it's a thing say you to look like an African. When I got Kenya, it's the same thing the African them saying. They say they don't want anything from the government other than the opportunity to just be themselves, to wear them traditional clothes and don't feel no way. Since you said that apartheid is over, why can't I dress like an African? I don't want to put on your European clothes. You understand? And we are facing this because the thing is real. There is no emancipation or independence. All of these are economic and socio-political terms that are used to keep black people quiet so that them can feel good about spending their money with other people who are outside of their, you know.
I want to get, sorry to cut you, Ninja. I want to get some of you, after Ninja makes his comment, I want to get some of you involved, even those of you in the room involved in this conversation. Now, there's different ways to look at it, and you guys know how me talk on the radio. In an effort of having a good conversation, we have to look at things from different perspectives, because that's what a good conversation is, right? Should this gentleman, being a Rastafarian, knowing that he needs this job because he has a youth on the way, should he comply with the cutting of his hair and, you know, in order to be able to put food on his table to feed his child? Or do you think he made a stupid decision by saying no and walking away, and now he has a kid on the way without any job, and he had a good job? Or do you look at it and applaud this gentleman and say, listen, the man that do nothing wrong, the man is qualified for the job, and they can't tell him, you know, what to believe in and how to, you know, how to look, so to speak. You know what I mean? So those of you weigh in. Janine is in the building. Of course, Janine and I and everyone in here is gonna, you know, we're gonna talk to you guys about this, and I think this is a great way to close the show. We're speaking about Emancipation Day at the beginning of the show, which is supposed to be the freedom of certain things, right? But yet and still we see in Jamaica, this is what I would call modern day discrimination. You know what I mean? Because even in America, bus drivers and UPS drivers and drivers have locks now. The other day, it was really surprising to me, and I gotta share this with you guys. You know, I gave my passport in at the, you know, you going through immigration, I'm gonna give my passport, and I don't know, sometimes I just feel like the computer is just made after certain times for the send you going out of the room. So I went into the room, you know, we nickname it the bad boy room in the entertainment world, right? And I'm in the bad boy room and I'm there waiting to be called. And when I was called, the man was questioning me on why I travel so much, who I am, and you know what they do. And while I was standing, I hear a voice coming from behind me. And when I turned around to look at the voice, the man looked at my face, and he was an islander. He wasn't a Jamaican, but he was an islander. And he said to that man, say, these guys are entertainers. They're fine. You know, he's a good guy right away, right? And the guy looked at him and said, you know him? And him said, yes, I know him. But when I looked at the guy had triple the amount of locks that I had. He had a big gun on his hip, immigration badge, right? His face was like, his hair was very his face was very
Fierce.
full, right? Fierce, like tarantula, right? And at the same time, the man locks. When him turn around for walk away from me, the man have him locks in him pocket. So you know how long his hair is. And I'm saying to myself, wow, I didn't know that. You have to look on them man as real Rasta. You know what I mean? Or you would assume, you know what I mean? So I say, oh, I never know so them on a certain things now in a certain places. So this man is working for the government and him have this head full of locks and him have precepts and everything. And I'm saying now in Jamaica, where the movement is coming from, we are still looking at certain things and we're saying no. I know years ago, Janine, the challenge used to be for men. You know, women, because I'm surprised that you're telling me women having problems in Jamaica, right? Here in the States, I can say that it's easier for a Rasta woman to get a job. Wouldn't you say that? And Trelantula, you can join the conversation as our next Natty in the studio. But it's always been easier based on my observation for a woman with locks, because you know. So I always was under the understanding that the problem with the man them came from the precepts. No. You know what I mean? That's what I thought it was. You know what I mean? But now we look at what's going on in Jamaica, and this gentleman just basically losing work because of him precepts. I don't know what to think.
I don't think he should trim at all. I think he made the right decision.
My question is, right?
I think he made the right decision.
How serious does Jamaica take Rastafarian culture? Right? The reason why I ask is that I'm just trying to think on a business perspective, right? Maybe them people don't really take Rastafarian culture serious because them see people who claim them a Rasta groom themselves and do what they want to do. So them figure, well, Rastafarian culture not that serious. They can't groom and fix up yourself and work for it. And this man is a real Rasta, so you not do that. So them say, well, they fire you. But the thing is that, how serious does Jamaica take Rastafarian culture?
That is a interesting question, because on one hand, you know, they take it serious enough so that when it is them contemplating, you know, the legislation of marijuana, they will consult with the Rastafari community and they will acknowledge them in that respect. Right. Not to the extent of giving them any real power, but at least acknowledging them. In terms of, you have to remember, you know, Bustamante, who is a national hero of Jamaica, created a law send out policeman to go kill Rastaman, you know. This is the then Prime Minister of the country, you know. There are laws on the books that had serious implications for Rastafari in Jamaica. Policemen used to deal with Rastaman dreading a Jamaica under the law, right? So a lot of time has passed, don't mean that the mentality is not the same, because this is the same colonial government and the same colonial police force. And now you're talking about the tourism sector, you know, which is really industrialized slavery. This is now a new kind of slavery now, where people can come and pay for a nice room where a black people serve you and clean your room and so on. I have my own issues with the tourist industry, you know. And so now that the tourist industry comes involved, they don't want to put him, you know, they don't want him representing what, you know, Rastafari is a fearsome look. So this is probably not a neat up Rastaman. This is probably like a more fierce looking Rastaman, right. And that might be intimidating to some of the guests. So when you're looking at the same colonial government that would give us emancipation because it was no longer economically viable, you can understand why it is them going to turn away a Rastaman like that. So is the question, how could the government do this? Of course, I mean, this is what they do. The question now is, alright, I as a Rastafari, I know I have to feed my family. Am I going to go depend on a government that does not have my best interest at heart? Or am I going to find some alternative ways that are going to support my lifestyle without me having to compromise? You understand? Right. So sometimes it's not trying to change the world, it's changing yourself. And that is what he's been called to do. When I used to work in corporate, I remember they were laying off people because of the recession. And I remember some people were so traumatized by the idea of losing the work they had for so long. You know what I mean? And this is on a different level, but it's still the same thing, facing an uncertain future. And then I see some of these people years after, and I hear them, you know, since I left, I started my own business, and I'm doing this, and you realize that, yo, Jamaican people are so resilient.
Yeah.
And if them really put their mind to it, you know what I mean? And we have to look at the universe like conspiring in our favor. Sometimes when things come to us as a negative, we have to look at it like, all right, maybe this was supposed to be, because this is how the system stayed. They're not doing anything to me personally. This is a shit system. You understand? And so we have to not play the victim sometimes and really step up and say, all right, I am man, my woman is having a youth. These people are not the only way I'm going to feel. I'm not a slave. My master never just free me. I go and find out what else I can do. If he's so good at his job, he must can do something else. And since he's strong enough to decide him not going to trim, he better find a way to feed him family.
Simple as that. The funny thing about it is that you will have, you know, hotels and different companies like that. You'll have guests that come to Jamaica, you know. And when they think of Jamaica, they think of
the Rasta.
True.
Yes.
So they will come expecting to see that. You know what I mean? So to take that approach and say, well, we want our people to have a certain look working for us. You have guests that are coming expecting to see that. True. Because they come to experience, you know, the culture as they see it.
But they like to control the context in which you experience Rastafari. So they don't want their staff as the Rastafari. They want to be able to bring in the Rastafari people to come and beat drums once a week for the tourists. Like so go visit the zoo. You have people who come to Jamaica and it's an extremely controlled experience of the nation that they have. They don't even come outside of the all-inclusive hotel.
Yep.
You see me? So it's still the same colonial trip.
It's like a petri dish,
And those of you, you know, who didn't know, this is also something that I observed and I looked into it. Like there are government jobs in Jamaica where you cannot have dreads to be and be employed. You know what I mean? The police force. Here in America, we have police that have dreads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Jamaica is still
backward.
Yeah, because it seems like the world has adopted the whole Rastafari fad. You know what I mean? When I say Rastafari fad, maybe not the belief, but the style, the image, the imagery, right?
You have baseball players wearing locks.
Yes, basketball. Everybody has locks now. Yeah. But in Jamaica, in order to you to be part of a certain government facility, it's a no-no.
Yeah.
We got about 3 minutes left in the show.
It's not just Jamaican, you know. You have a certain, I hate to use this word, but I'm gonna use it because I think that's what it is. It's like an uptown mentality. You know what I mean? They have this almost wanting to be more British than the British kind of mentality. You know what I mean?
When I was going to Howard, right, I met this girl from a country. I think the country is called Tortola. It's a British VI, right? And she told me at the time that if you land in the country with dreads, they turn you back.
I think it's Dominica. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but there was an act in, I think, Dominica called the Dread Act, where they would trim you. Like, you would not be let into the country. Earl Chino Smith is one of the first Rastaman to ever go to one of those islands that had the Dread Act. Yeah, and it's because of he was there as an entertainer. Like, you can't be Rastafari in them place there. And you have to remember, it's a really painful culture, this slave history culture we have in this diaspora culture. It is extremely sensitive, especially because we are not a minority there. And so the black people who have sacrificed their souls to fit in with the colonial regime, they don't want to see you. It's not even white people, it's your own black brother and sister don't want to see you because you remind them of themselves.
Yeah.
And that is true.
The American VI used to be like that too until about 97, 98.
A lot of them very recently
Sizzler bus, it was just like, it's like a bomb went off. You know?
So of course I gotta remind you.
So you ever do know? We ever play the little girl, you know? Believe you be. Stick by me. Xylophone.
You to stick by me. I love you, darling, and that's no lie. Oh, stick by me, and I'll stick by you. When you cry, I'll cry too. Oh, stick by me, and I'll stick by you. Remember my heart and my love belongs to you. Oh, Jesus. Stick by me, and I'll stick by you. Stick by me, and I'll stick by you. My life on earth would be useless, can't you see? Oh, oh, if I didn't have you to stick by me. I love you, darling, and that's no lie. Oh, oh, stick by me, and I'll stick by you. When you cry, I'll cry too. Oh, oh, stick by me, and I'll stick by you. Remember, my heart and my love belongs to you. Oh, oh, stick by me, and I'll stick by you. Friends may try to hurt us, scandalize our name. No one can tear us apart. You got a place in my heart. Well, I love you, darling, and that's no lie. Oh, oh, stick by me, and I'll stick by you.
Irie FM.
Friends may try to hurt us, scandalize our name. No one can tear us apart. You got a place in my heart. Oh yes, I love you, darling, and that's no lie. Oh, oh, stick by me, and I'll stick by you. When you cry, I'll cry too. Oh, oh, stick by me, and I'll stick by you. Remember, my heart and my love belongs to you. Oh, oh, stick by me, and I'll stick by you. Stick by me, and I'll stick by you. Tell you now, just stick by me, and I'll stick by you. Well, now, stick by me, and I'll stick by you. Yeah, stick by me, and I'll stick by you.
You are listening to Muta Baruka.
No, 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 no. The times are getting harder, harder, harder and harder. Don't let the strain put you under. Going under won't help you now. It's still gonna get harder,
thought-provoking, always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Muta Baruka.
Going under won't help you now. It's still gonna get harder, harder, harder and harder. It's a time of testing. See if you end up choosing in these hard and troubled times. Yeah, yeah. And you leaders of today, history records your deeds. No, no. Violence rampant in the city in these hard and troubled times. I've been trying, yet the breaks they don't come at all. Don't get better. One might be even forced to do something. No, they don't want. Yeah, no. Harder, for sure. Yes, they're gonna get harder, harder, for sure. So when you see I am talking to a brother who is one, just like you, said don't you feel no way? Through this I'm making a living out of the other side of the party, opposite to you. And this time he's so high talking to you, and he never said a thing. Hey.
Yeah, the man called Ernie Ranglin, right in at the middle there, yeah. Hey, watch your man.
This is victorious vibrations calling onto a visionary man. Visionary man, the word.
Yeah, this is the stepping razor, the art of war. We want to tell the people them that Felix Edley, otherwise known as Deadly Edley, passed away on Sunday night. Great saxophonist from them time there. Play upon Bob Marley first song. Used to play with Roots Radix. Remember, I used to tour with Roots Radix. Many songs. When him pass away Sunday. Now, the U.S. state of Minnesota has filed a lawsuit against Jamaican call center, which it claims have been attempting to collect fake debt from its people. Listen to this, in Minnesota, The U.S. state of Minnesota has filed a lawsuit against a Jamaican call center, which it claims has been attempting to collect fake debt from its people. The suit was filed in the Anoka County District Court yesterday by Minnesota Attorney General Lori Swanson against Global Gateway Solutions, based at the Montego Bay Free Zone in St. James. The Attorney General says her office has received numerous complaints from residents that they had been bullied by Global Gateway Solutions, which it says also operates as First Recovery Associates, Northwest Recovery Associates, and National Recovery Associates. A release posted on the Minnesota Attorney General's website says Global Gateway Solutions threatened Minnesotans with arrests and lawsuits if they did not pay debt that the state says were not real. The release says in one instance, Global Gateway Solutions repeatedly called an elderly U.S. couple and demanded that they clear a delinquent payday loan debt of $400 US. The Jamaican company also allegedly threatened to sue a woman if she did not pay off a payday loan within 2 days from a company she had never heard of. Fearing lawsuit, the woman reportedly paid Global Gateway $366.95 US, but received calls from the company 1 month later about another debt. The Attorney General says Global Gateway failed to inform people of their legal right to dispute the debt and refused to provide verification, which is required under U.S. law. The U.S. Attorney General says more people reported that Global Gateway called their work phones co-workers or relatives in an attempt to bully them into paying debt they did not owe. Attorney General Swanson on Tuesday issued a consumer alert entitled Phony Debt Collection Scams to warn the public about these scams and provide tips on how to avoid them. Wow. The scamming I go up the ladder now. Well, it's gone up the ladder already because the biggest scammer in Jamaica, the government of Jamaica. So I guess people are learn now from the government how to go above board now. It's not just a little man on the road now. Because maybe the little man I shouldn't say that, maybe the little man on the road start a company now to legitimize himself but still involved in the thing. We don't know. Because you know that happen. It's only if a ganja man start big business and make big hotel. Me know that personally. You have ganja man where used to sell ganja and coke and go buy a place and build up a hotel and him legitimize himself. You understand? So this thing is something else. This thing is something else. Consider and say a whole heap of the people them who get scam come from that part of America. Aye, sir. But me still a content, you know. Me don't know. Something weird. A man call you in America and say, guess what? I mean, put that aside now. What we are talking about the little scammer them where a scam people now. A man will call you America and say, watch out, you know, say you win a car, you know, but you know, in order to forget the car, you have to pay up certain things on the car, you know. So you have to go send $400 or $500. And they will give you an address now and tell you, and a bank account, and tell you must send it there. So you never buy no ticket for nothing. You never do nothing. But you know so glad that you go send $400 in this account. You know, say, you fool. I mean, I talk to the people them in America now. You know, say, you saw some big idiot. Because you never take part in a nothing. You never buy no ticket, I like no lottery. And a man call you from Ohio where you don't know which part of call from until they say, excuse me, ma'am, you're the proud winner of a brand new Mercedes-Benz or a Range Rover. But in order to get the Range Rover, you will have to send $1,000 to cover the cost of this and cost of that. And then we will get the Range Rover to you if you just send the money through Western Union and this and that. You will like a damn idiot to get up and say, honey, I just want a Range Rover, you know. And your husband will say, oh, you did that. He said, I don't care a damn. I'm going to the Western Union to send the $400 now. By tomorrow, we'll have a brand new Range Rover. No, you can't get a Range Rover. You're going to the title that have vomit the whole day. Or the $400 put on for school. Damn idiot them. And it keep going, and all them are ear to the thing happening, them still have got through the thing. You no can't hear. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's not real. You no can't be so fool. Anyway, this is a serious thing. That the scamming now extend itself into a legitimate business. I assume it's a legitimate business because a lot of people go there. So we're going to see how that work out. All right, now, this is a terrible thing now. This is a terrible news now. When we watched on the TV last night, and I say, something not real. It's either them are inject with something that we don't know, or we are eat something out of some of them fast food restaurant and we don't know, or them are spray some powder over Jamaica that catch certain people and we don't know, or is the mosquito them maybe from them time until now and we don't know. But this can't be real. This can't be real, but it's real. The shocking execution-style killing of a toddler and Luke Lane in downtown Kingston on Tuesday night has left residents in the community in fear and outrage. A 2-year-old we are dealing with now, you know. According to relatives, 2-year-old, I'm seeing on the TV, you know. We see a picture on the TV. The Mario White was shot in his head at point blank range by the gunman after his injured father left him at the gate while trying to escape the gunman bullet. I can't bother read this, you know. May I tell you. You have something. You know, say, I'm moving them people that I watch and do them something there. And some gangster moving them people that I watch, you know, because we don't really stay that way there. You have something with a man. He have a mute in him hand. And he either forget to it. Because him not thinking in his mind say, you got to turn the gun upon the little 2-year-old. So he go run. And it's a matter of you can't catch Kwaku, you catch him shot. Point blank. Them shoot the little 2-year-old. Now, when you catch them man, you know, what you for do? Because they're too easy for them kind of people there. Me not see death. Me not see you catch them man, you know, and, you know, hang them or beat them or something. That too easy. It's a terrible thing that, you know. A 2-year-old youth, Rasta, you can't catch your father. Make you say you're the father in some wranglings and thing, and you can't get your father, and you see the youth on the ground, and you just pump bullet at the youth to could pick me, right, not even far, neither, you turn up fire, you know. The little youth lay down on the ground, so you turn up over the youth and just fire. No, sir. Jamaica land we love. And when people see them things, they know, oh, you expect them for the trauma of those experiences is terrible. Because you know to them two youth that go dead. Or whosoever it's either police, well, them go dead. Because that a go on now. You kill him, somebody must say you. And that's the weirdest thing about it, you know. No care how dark the time is. Somebody see you. All you hear them killing the Aguan. One man kill one man and next man say him do it and I'm friend and him didn't know say hey. And him they tell me say I'm going to kill the boy, you know, and see him go really kill the boy for true. And the man come kill him. And the next man say hey, you know, say a long time the man they have planned to kill him, true, kill him. And just like a chain domino effect. A go on and the killing go on and. It can't stop, you know. It can't stop. But you see how the government around the thing, you know. All them interested in how much money the private sector make. For tell Jamaican people say the economy is going fine. That's all them do. Oh, you know, we passed the IMF test and you know the GDP has gone and the inflation rate is less and yes, it's bull. Because that have nothing to do with the majority of Jamaican people. All them want to do is secure the big profits where the big business, the private sector are make. That's all them do. Them do have a clue. Them may have a clue how to make the private sector make more money. Them do have a clue how to make the crime rate lessen. And anytime you see it have a little lull, you hear them take credit and I say, well, it's because of things that we place in, that's why the crime rate gone. And boom! It's like some man listen and say, what them idiot they talk about? Crime rate gone down through them and do something. I true, with it gone a foreign. I true, we not get no orders from foreign for done this or done that brother there, I done that brother there. And the next year you bloom. The wickedest thing them. You know, when some youth hold a gun for a little 2-year-old and just full him up a lead soil. You know, say, as a movie business that. Movie business. Them afraid of sexual explicit movies. Them afraid of sexual explicit movies on the TV. But the murder show them and the Empire and the Queen of the South and all them gangster movie where them say on the TV. Them nas do nothing about that. Them just allow that. You know. The gangster movie them is allowed. The sex movie them is terrible. Rated PG and AG and all the G them where you can't find. So the police them is at a loss. Because them don't know if them coming or going. Because just as when them go over there, so the youth them gone over there, so when them go over there, so the youth them gone over there, so. And the youth them is so stupid that them don't realize, say, but watch out. You know, I'm going to play that tune here. I'm going to play that tune here for the youth them, you know. I mean, I'm not play because I feel say that going to stop nothing. Because I play because it's a nice music to play and it shares certain sentiments. But it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing when you see Jamaica reach a stage where some man hold gun upon a 2-year-old. 2-year-old. Oh gosh, man. May I tell you, may I read this thing and it heart wrenching, man. Wrenching. It make you wonder. Yeah, it make you wonder, man. Cause all the balling and the mothers them come like the mothers them have to drink them tears now. Cause how much balling can go on in a Jamaica, Rasta? And the place now flood. The amount of balling that go on in Jamaica supposed to have flood out, you know. And you know the weirdest thing about it? You see if a hurricane come here, so now, if a hurricane come at Jamaica now, some disaster, the same man they will say I shoot out the place. Them are going to help one another. for rectify is if them house a leak or whatsoever. And some of them maybe a share all the same woman too. They might not know, but some of them could have share the same woman. But you see the money part now, and who did Ginal who, and who did disrespect who. Yeah, me I will share woman, but now disrespect me. As if this share the same woman and not disrespect. You understand? Them don't see that disrespect. I say, oh, she can't deal with any man when she want. Oh, them not have other girl. By the way, me hear Popcorn with that song with about 3 times call me name that the truth, you know. At this, the man like, you hear the true deal? Yeah. And the amount of P where I talk about that song, you know. No, but you know. All right, with this thing, I'll not it go down. Is where who threw the first blow? No, I told him she should ask that, you know, because she into the network. Who threw the first blow? Them what name again? Mavado and Popcorn in our you know. Who threw the first blow? Mavado first. Oh, all right. Lead. What is lead? League. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, it's my league. Oh, so Popcorn say, I even attack.
We not deal with league, we deal with World Cup.
All right, you know, this is amazing now. Yeah, me know that tune there. You know, it's my league, yeah. All right, so Popcorn take. So him know no league. Him deal with World Cup. And then where Mavado says that this is the same. Because I'm answer him tune. Oh, I like the girl, you know, when she hear about when she hear Tom Cruise now, yes. She go do a thing against the Tom Cruise song. And I call the man because say him give and all him something there. But him not doing nothing. Him just take it and go on. Yeah, all right. So now, all right, so I could get the thing right now. I wonder if I Leng set them up for this thing, you know, because singer come around and a long time, them don't clash, you know. A long time, them don't really clash, man, sing, you know. No, you have said that. Listen to me. Wait, all right. We get the thing straight now. We can get the thing straight. Mavado sing a song. When him there say him not deal with them kind of words there. So him sing back a song. Mavado say, this is this song. So when him sing back a next song. Him sing back a next song. And then now the ultimate now, this now, is Popcorn this. Because me hear the tune and me I say, wait, all right. Them man don't like woman at all because the same place where them are called the man, and so everybody come out of that. There's no man on earth when you come out of this. So we just when since that is a terrible thing. And every man want to go back in there. Him come out of it and him journey is to go back in there. So we know how that turn a terrible and dirty thing. Then Neil, you know why I go back in there all the while? Oh, you mean though? Every man come out of it. Why is it that anytime a Jamaican want to make you get vexed, the first thing he will tell you is which part you come out of? And the next thing you know, it's like him live him whole life and go back in there. I mean, I say about weird. It don't matter, you know, you talk about weird now. Me never say weird, I say go back in there, you interpret now, weird. And you interpret weird now. You come out headwise, mouth. So when I talk about weird, but when I say this now, when I listen to the tune, you know, I listen to the what them call it, the street version. Yeah, raw. Me hear the raw version, you know. And every time the man say cutting edge, you know, is that come out time mouth, you know. I'm going to say, all right. So I don't know if I have to take it for this. I don't know if I this me, you know. No, I never say me this, but he might say, well, he might say, he might chat like Muta, like me, chat too much. I mean, I wonder, can somebody call Popcorn and ask, tell Popcorn, I really want to have this Popcorn and this for stuff. Because he must say, my father chat like cutting edge. So me I wonder if he must say, my father chat too much. So if him say my father chat too much, he might say Muta chat too much. I chat. Yeah. So me I want here you know. You see you're a popcorn woman, you know. You're a popcorn woman. A popcorn chat defend, you know. She. For me you shall talk, you know. A popcorn chat defend. But you me I say no. This is a serious thing, you know. This is a serious thing because me can't see sting now. We can't see sting, you know. The clutch now. $10 million each. Between popcorn and my father, but here now, Mr. Leng, you have to go include Muta Baruka in a that clash. Yeah, because my name called too much for me in the clash. So if them I get 10 million each, me have to get the same too. A long time I tell him say if him give me $10 million, me will clash Ninja Man, Movado, and all of them one time. On the stage, me. Give me $10 million, me go on the stage one time with them. You understand? How worse that, you know? No. Jamaica. Me I tell you this thing. Hey, in all of this, you know, me I tell you, in all of this, the rain still fall and the sun still shine and the thing them look green and the Blue Mountain Peak is over there, so. And the turquoise waters of the Montego Ocean, it just look beautiful. The Atlantic Caribbean Sea. But you know, believe you me, them youth are not easy. Them not easy, Rasta. A drop off of his song. You mean for play on the radio? No, you would take a drop off right now. If the two of them go in the studio, make it for me. That's how would I do it. I don't want it from one of them. Because I'm done call me name night already. That means I'm listen. Them are listen still, you know. But me want to know when them say my father chat like Muta, if it's a good thing, say my chat like Muta, or is Muta chat too much and he might chat too much. I don't know. No, I tell you.
This is a mad bird. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put them up now. Open up your eyes and see. The truth will set you free. Embrace your identity. The truth will set you free. Oh, 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 oh,
REFM, thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Muta Baruka.
The only refuge are the king of kings. Another life, one mother cried the other night. Another life, lost in this man. Another life, one mother cried the other night. Another life, lost in this man. Open up your eyes and see. The truth will set you free. Embrace your identity. The truth will set you free. In the blink of an eye, so many innocent die. We could change the world if we try. In the blink of an eye, so many innocent die. We got to change it. Yes, we can do it. If we put our hearts and minds to it, we can rearrange it. So let's do it. And I know
yes, Kida and the sweet voice. Kida.
The truth will set you free. Embrace your identity. The truth will set you free. This is a mad world. This is a mad world. is a mad world. This is a mad.
Empress of Scarlet. You know, say a couple of weeks ago, them shoot a lady dog. And we did have her on the radio and talk about it. Well, we know you know more about it again, and we realize it look like she get some run around, you know. It's like everybody will call me and say them get run around. I understand that. It's like she get some run around, but we need to find out where I go and police them shot the woman dog and go in here go shot the woman dog. So we don't know. One year we are going still.
Thanks to his own divine majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I the first, King of kings, Lord of lords, light of this world, elect of himself, worthy of every praise, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Lions don't fear, Josie, goose and dragons and bears, lions don't fear, them bombs and them guns and nuclear. Lions don't fear, them wolves and leopards when them send them snares. Lions don't fear, we don't fear, we don't fear. Oh, His Majesty alone. Jah give we dominion over all things. Don't up. Dealing with the faith and not the luck. No, those who dealing with the luck, they're a sitting duck. Babylon just so corrupt. We come to shake you up, earthquake you. Lions don't fear those eagles and dragons and bears. Whoa, whoa. Lions don't fear them bombs and them guns and nuclear. Lions don't fear.
Yeah, you call Magma. Talking about lion, no fear. Yes, step in. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Baruka. Greetings, boss.
Hi, man.
Greetings.
Yeah, man. Greetings, man.
First of all, first I'd like to thank you guys for that broadcast on Marvel Garvey Sunday, man. Sunday, I blew to my radio from 1 in the morning till all the way in the evening.
Oh, yeah?
Much respect.
Great, man.
Yes, man.
Great,
beautiful, beautiful, man.
Yeah, man. Give thanks.
And I just want to thank you for talking about the reggae music, which is something that I've been saying that. I just came from Jamaica. I was in Jamaica for about 3 weeks. Oh. And I could not find anywhere I could hear some good reggae music. All I'm hearing up to bag of knives that the young DJ they're playing. And the same thing on the radio. You know, I listen to you guys.
How long you was in Jamaica? How long you was in Jamaica?
I was in there for 25 days, man, and I could not everywhere I go. They play, like you said, they play the good music in the early part of the session.
Yeah,
when they play full up until they have play that music, pure nice.
Yeah. Well, we want to change that still.
Yeah, and the same thing, huh?
We want to change that, man. That's why we have all a program I know where we just expose certain music.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You're going to take a lot of change because, like I said, man, almost all the young DJs, that's all they're doing now. It's all about themselves and the clothes that even the clothes that you address. That's all what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just dying to be at somewhere where I could enjoy the music. You know, get some foundation music where I can.
So where you was?
You know what I mean? I enjoy the music and I couldn't find it.
Where you was staying? Where you was staying?
Well, Kingston, both Kingston and Portland.
So you never go down to Raytown? You never go Raytown session on Sunday?
No, I never go to Raytown. But I know that you are, I listen to you a lot. I know that you played on Raytown on Sunday.
No. Yeah,
but I guess next...
Wait, no, hold on, man. A different place I play on Raytown. What I say, if you go Raytown session, which I keep up as Sabina now, you can hear some extensive your kind of music, including local and foreign. Reggae and rock steady and soul music and all them something there. You can go.
When we come to me, I don't want you to foreign music because me already hear for that. More hear my music. There's too much. We have too much good music for when you're in Jamaica. It's like it's still the America.
No, but don't look why. Wait, no, hold on. Look why you say you appear dancehall music you hear. No, you say you hear pure music where you're still the America.
No. What I'm saying in America, you're in American music. I'm talking about our music. You're saying...
Yeah, you know, listen to Bob Clark. Bob Clark have a program on Sunday. If you listen to it.
Of course. Listen, boss. I subscribe to RFM from 19. I get to know you guys. I've been subscribed to you. I've been listening to all your stations.
Okay.
The only person I don't listen to is Sunshine with that garbage that she plays.
All right. Well, you know. What may I say to you now, that which part you there now? Yeah. Where you there now?
I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
And you hear pure reggae up there?
No, not pure reggae, boss. I'm not pure reggae. What I'm saying
is...
You
hear enough reggae in Pennsylvania? You hear enough reggae in Pennsylvania? Actually, at Jamaica, you want to hear reggae. Which one?
When you come to Jamaica, I want to hear. What I'm saying is when you come to Jamaica, you should be like in Jamaica.
Yeah, me understand.
You're hearing too much American. Everybody want to be like America. When you're in America,
but you just
the only place you hear reggae music is only when you go to the Jamaican settings.
But a dancehall music, you just...
You follow what I'm saying to you?
But a dancehall music...
When you come to Jamaica, you shouldn't be like you're still in America.
But you hear pure dancehall music and you still complain. So yeah,
no. Mr. Broke, you know you're a tough guy. You mix me up, man. Listen.
No, you
I'm saying...
well, tell me what you say.
I'm saying to you is, when I come to Jamaica, I mean...
You want your Jamaican music.
You're supposed to be hearing Jamaican reggae music.
Then dancehall music and Jamaican music.
They can't play some of the young people music, but too much of the young nice.
But most Jamaicans are young people. Most Jamaican are young people, you know. Most Jamaican are old like me, you know. Most Jamaican are young people.
Well, me know, me collect music from me, boy. I know when me try to tell you
I thought me
is
attack.
that
Don't worry yourself. I thought me attack.
they lean too much to the nonsense. What's playing when you're so much good music.
I draw your tongue.
Yeah, there's too much good music.
Yeah, I true, man.
So yes, you have to play young people, some mix it up, but don't make it too much of the young people. And one of the young people must spend the money.
Yeah, them just buy one.
I am most sure that you go most of these places, especially when this already just gone. I'm mostly fine to come like and spend over $5.
Yeah, and
when Neil go dance and jump on and make nice.
When Neil go a party, him just buy one boom and set up in a corner for 4 hours and then him go home. Yeah, him not support the bar at
exactly.
all. Yeah.
Exactly.
I saw them.
So play some music for we when we come down here we can enjoy ourselves and you know what to address to young guys and we are DJ now. All of them make pure it's all about them, you know. I'm talking about the selector.
Yeah, pure nice.
Yeah.
You can't get to hear
They're not playing the music. They play the music for 1 second. They play the music for 1 second and take it off.
Them all it up and start the next one. Yeah, man, I chew.
And start the next one.
I chew your time.
You know what I mean?
All right, so give thanks,
brother. Anyway, Milka, much respect, boy, and you really have some. Can I say you have some pause, but I don't know if the program director like what you talk about.
The program director, me a friend, man. Trust me.
No, but you burn some serious fire just now, man.
Yeah, well, don't go. If you can't do some internal clearance. You can't, I mean, if watch out, man. All right.
Me only think about this is true. It's because, you know, like I said, your station is my number one station. But because of sometimes the garbage that you guys play, I have to turn to
something else.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
that's, you know, one thing about RJ play a lot of American music.
All
but
right.
they play good reggae music.
Yeah, you see the criticism with me just do a while ago. The program director, I listen, me know she'll listen. She now go, what you call them now, send me upon leave. She now go send me upon leave because she knows say it's important that a man like me say what me I say. And when me I say, nobody can tell me say a foolishness me attack. Me know that. Nobody.
Well, me personally gonna tell you, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true about what you say about the white folks then. They know about the music more than us. I'm serious. Because I have some white friends. Yeah. They know about the music more than I that come from Jamaica.
Yeah, and the one that were in the studio don't know about the music. So nobody can. It's a criticism where it's important. And if me have to make it, me have to make it. Nobody can tell me something enough to say to me on the radio station.
Respect. Respect me, sir.
Yeah, all right, Richard. I just saw it go. If me say something, me I say it in the interest of the Jamaican music. It's just that me depend on a particular radio station, and this particular radio station claim to be a reggae radio station. You understand? So, no, me not put it on my head. Nobody can reprimand me about that. You understand? They must reprimand me by telling me, say, Muta, you talk too much, you play some more music. You understand? Click it. Yes. Yeah.
Greetings, Muta.
Blessed man.
Greetings to you and to Queen Kabu and all the members and the staff at IVFM. I'm on still riding a high from Sunday celebration. I'm on watch every minute of it and watch it again like 4 times already. You know, and I want to big up Queen Afrika for defending the black woman, the mother of creation. You know, she really bring it. I say heal up to her wherever pan God she there right now. Keep the fire burning same way. You know, and she highlights some things, man, like a rum commercial. And I was listening to, all the time I listen to Irie. I have my radio lock on Irie, and I'm in Atlanta, Yemen, and I'm just like, why so many rum commercial? But when I heard she broke it down, I said, oh, I know what they're doing. She said something important also. She said, you know, if the black woman is strong, then the black man will strong. And if Jamaica is conscious, then the whole world will conscious. Is what I'm saying, and I see that as a deliberate, you know, move for, you know, make the people unconscious. Is what I'm saying, because most of the artists, them know, and the musicians, them don't have no lyrical content. They're not well informed and they're not well read. Is what I'm saying, and like the previous caller said, me tired to listen to the garbage. You know, me want to say big up to you. Your band was great. I've seen you greater though in Atlanta years ago. The band was tighter here. I know that because I see you and I see you deliver. You know what I'm saying? Queen Africa, you know, so I'm saying, and Capleton, you know, and Dr. Omar, you know, bring the message to the people. And I don't know how they're not calling in to the program today and bigging up, you know, what took place Sunday. You know, a bunch of other stuff we're talking about. We should be talking about that.
Yo, you have a radio program where people call already and big it up. Remember, it's 1 week after. It's from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A 4 day ago that happened, you know. And you have a whole heap of radio program and people call the radio program. I hear them. I call and I big up this and big up that, you know.
Yeah, man. Well, to me, that program Sunday was one of the best programs for the longest time in Jamaica. And I know it's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I, like I said, I've watched it. You know, I go on YouTube and watch the performance. And to be honest, I skip most of them. I watch some of yours, but I skip more of them and go straight to Queen Africa. Because to me, she and Dr. Omar, you know, to me, have the most substance on that program all of Sunday. Everybody good, you know, but my personal favorite is Dr. Omar and Queen Africa. Keep up the good work, Rasta.
Yeah, man,
and
thanks.
More fire. One.
All right, blessed man. You know, say the program, I want if people me here a call and I big up the program Sunday, since Sunday, you know, so it's not like nobody now said nothing about it, you understand? Okay, so music, we follow you, who you nail pan cross, and that you would say. And speaking of Queen Africa,
ask my granny. She work and she tile and she never get a penny. I am a money she up and she never get any. But she still a growing cook. I'm thinking of a place. We suffer the hardest. Fight to the harvest. We still find ways to survive. Wow, this place. We suffer the hardest. Fight to the harvest. We still find ways to survive. Read the day of liquor, calm me courage. If I evil that we catch up my stomach, gather up my faith and courage. We gon' take on the liquor walk. My friend Jackie says she have the car money. She feel like say from the day she born she broke. Jana by lot to know from him about 12 and I know him still no have no luck. But every time you see him clean, him have a cat on the housing scheme. Right now I rat wise and him a sell. He want buy the Remy for Michelle. I'm thinking of a place. We suffer the hardest. Fight on the harvest. We still find ways to survive. Wow, this place. We suffer the hardest. Fight on the harvest. We still find ways to survive. Call we anything but you can't call we lazy cause we work hard. Remember said my mother clean your yard. All she get is a reward. It put down on the dress around her yard. She still a figure juggle, find a way to fight the struggle. Every little thing she said, as she said hustle. All my father need is a chance to be a man. So please officer not take away the little van. I'm thinking of a place. We suffer the hardest. The sight of the harvest. We still find ways to survive. Wow, this place. We suffer the hardest. The sight of the harvest.
yeah, ask my granny, this is Queen Africa, this is the stepping razor. The art of war.
Courage, courage. If I evil don't forget.
as we continue our debate on Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. On Tuesday, the Associated Press published a new investigation revealing that while Clinton served as Secretary of State, more than half the private citizens she met with had donated to the Clinton Foundation. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump has accused her of selling access. Last night, Clinton called in to CNN's AC 360 with Anderson Cooper.
What Trump has said is ridiculous. My work as Secretary of State was not influenced by any outside forces. I made policy decisions based on what I thought was right to keep Americans safe and to protect U.S. interests abroad. The foundation is a charity. Neither my husband nor I have ever drawn a salary from it. You know more about the foundation than you know about anything concerning Donald Trump's wealth, his business, his tax returns.
Speaking in Ohio this week, Donald Trump urged the Justice Department to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate if donors to the Clinton Foundation got special treatment from the State Department.
The Clintons made the State Department into the same kind of pay-for-play operation as the Arkansas government was. Now, think of what happened back then. Think about it. And I love the state of Arkansas. We're winning it big, but I'll tell you, they know what went on. They know, and they're not happy. Pay the Clinton Foundation huge sums of money and throw in some big speaking fees for Bill Clinton, and you got to play. You got to do what you wanted to do. It's pretty sad. This is in front of the State Department. This is in front of the State Department. And long before that, you should have seen what they were doing in Arkansas. Same old story, folks. The amounts involved, the favors done, and the significant number of times it was done require an expedited investigation by a special prosecutor immediately.
That's Donald Trump, who himself gave $100,000 to the Clinton Foundation. We're speaking to two guests, David Sirota, senior editor for investigations at the International Business Times. His most recent piece was their pay-to-play at the Clinton Foundation. And Paul Glastras, editor-in-chief of the Washington Monthly, President Bill Clinton's chief speechwriter from 1998 to 2001. A special prosecutor, Paul Glastras, what do you think about that?
Not going to happen. A silly Donald Trump-ism. Look, the point I was making before the break is, and I agree with David Sirota, the appearances raise questions. The appearances of these donors who also have business in front of the State Department raise questions. Speaking of special prosecutor, we've just had two deep investigations, sort of like random audits of whether any of this is true. We have now scores of examples of attempts to gain access, attempts to get favors. In every case that we have on the record, through these investigations, we see that Hillary Clinton and her staff did the right thing. Does that mean in every case they did the right thing? No, but we know more about Hillary's State Department and the inner workings of the decisions than we have on almost any cabinet secretary that one can think of. In the Bush administration, George W. Bush's administration, his father had the Points of Light Foundation. People were giving money to the Points of Light Foundation, a charity not unlike the Clinton Foundation, and we don't know anything about who gave, what favors were asked for, what access there was, partly because the Bush administration expunged accidentally all of its emails, but partly because nobody ever asked those questions.
Let me let David Sirota respond, and as we wrap up, what should happen to the Clinton Foundation if Hillary Clinton were to become president? David Sirota.
Well, special prosecutor, I agree. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, the Obama administration has barely hasn't prosecuted Wall Street after the financial crisis. The FBI said had raised questions about what it found with the Clinton Foundation, didn't move forward. So I think politically, the idea of the Obama administration investigating Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton is just not going to happen. But there's still a lot of issues swirling around. I mean, the other issue outside the foundation is, Bill Clinton was paid millions of dollars from companies personally for speaking engagements at the very same time these companies were lobbying the State Department. A special prosecutor is the only real way to get subpoena power to uncover and find out what really fully happened. And Paul mentioned that there were investigations, but that didn't have subpoena power, and you're sort of at the mercy of Freedom of Information Act requests that the Obama administration itself has power over.
And Paul's point that
we don't know.
And Paul's point that George H.W. Bush also had a foundation when his son was president?
Look, certainly this is an issue that has existed for a long time, and I think a lot of people in the public are saying, well, at least it's a good thing that there's more scrutiny happening on this set of issues, presidential foundations and the like, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward. You asked what's going to happen to the Clinton Foundation. I'm a journalist. I don't kind of offer up what I think should happen. I think there are folks out there, critics on the Republicans, maybe purely opportunistic partisans, if you will, saying that it should be shut down. There is going to be, the Clintons have agreed to this, an effort to effectively unwind the foundation to try to preserve what it does that's good, but unwind and extricate their relationships from it. I think that's likely to happen in some way, although the Washington Post, I believe, reported that the policy they've put out, the promises they've made, will not fully end all the kinds of donations that are at issue here that we're discussing today.
And Paul Glastras, do you think it should shut down, or President Clinton should step down from the board? The discussion now that Chelsea Clinton would remain on the board?
Well, I'm a little melancholy about the whole thing because this is, a spectacularly successful organization at helping, millions and millions of deserving poor people around the world. And you extricate the Clintons from that, you extricate the political juice and energy and vision behind that, so it won't be the same organization that it was before. And I think that's why the Obama administration thought, it was okay and the right choice to keep it going, to allow what happened to happen. But given all these questions, I suppose it's really the only sensible thing. And, I don't know if, it makes sense for Chelsea to run it or not. I haven't really thought that through. So if she's going to be president of the United States, yes, I think it probably should be wound down, as David said, in some, the best parts kept going. I'm just a little sad about it because it's done a tremendous amount of good.
Well, we're going to leave it there, but continue to follow this issue. I want to thank Paul Glastras, editor-in-chief of the Washington Monthly, former President Bill Clinton speechwriter, and David Sirota. We will link to your pieces at the International Business Times.
Yep. It's a danger. Animalistic. Yes, I do. Every day getting serious. So I got to buckle up. Don't surf your manga dog, cause they will turn around and bite you. Mr. Me know me ever bless. I don't got no time for stress. Wicked people try to test. Sink them fast like Titanic. Mr. Me know me ever bless. I don't got no time for stress. Wicked people try to test. Sink them. Yep. It's a danger. Animalistic. Yes, I do. Every day getting serious. So I got to buckle up. Don't surf your manga dog, cause they will turn around and bite you.
Wake up and remember the fight of King Selassie. Marcus Garvey said a long time. Up your mind to raise it, come at what you will. My people, you are strong. Liberate the mind. Chance has never yet satisfied the hope of us all.
because they approach spirituality through religion, provided by foreign invaders and conquerors. We must stop confusing religion with spirituality. Religion is a set of rules, regulations, and rituals created by humans, which was supposed to help people grow spiritually. Due to human imperfection, religion has become corrupt, political, divisive, and a tool for power struggle. Spirituality is not theology or ideology. It is simply a way of life, pure and original, and was always given by the Most High of creation. Emancipate. Spirituality is a network linking us to the Most High, the universe, and each other. Together we are one. We are strong. We are one. Once we come together. One.
11, 9, 10, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's I smile the culture with the mic in on me hand. Me come to teach you right, and not the wrong in the Cockney translation. Cockney is not a language, it is only a slang, and was originated, so in England. The first place it was used was over East London. It was respect for the different style pronunciation, but it wasn't really used by any and any man. It's strictly con man, also they villain, but through me full of lyrics and education. Right, you know you all go get a little translation. Cockney have names like Terry Arthur and Del Boy. We have names like Winston, Lloyd and Leroy. We ball out, yo, while Cockney say, oi. What Cockney call a jacks, we call a blue boy. Say Cockney have mates while we have spar. Say Cockney live in a drum while we live in a yard. Say we get yam while Cockney get captured. Say Cockney say governor, we say big boat, yeah. In the Cockney translation, in the Cockney translation. We'll watch a man the translation of Cockney to understand it easier.
In smoking sense a million, you gotta give thanks and praise unto the Almighty Lord God Jah. Oh yeah, do it, Jah. Murder. Make under, making up, him name Jehovah, Jaman make under, making up, him name Jehovah. Him inspire me to be a mic chanter. Me mass with the mic round the amplifier. Me fling when the slackness can no one concha. They conscious lyrics and go hear me utter. So if you want an adult or a teenager, say every day you wake you feel read a chapter. Beginning of wisdom is the fear of Jah. The bottomless pit make we throw Lucifer. They take away we gold jam and them take me silver. Them hang me poopa and rape me mother. Then ship me from the wonderful.
Yes, step in.
Hi, good afternoon, Mota.
Good afternoon.
Yes, this is Carnita. I called last night about the case that my child, they wanted to take him away to German.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a court going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's be a run around me, I guess. I'm not getting any justice and something.
Alright, so tell me what the justice where you look for. What the justice where you look for?
Alright. The father is in no position to take care of the child according to what the probation has done. However, which part the father saying is not where he's living now. The father is, I think it's in Portland in live, but he put it to say St. Mary, right? When investigation show say everything we must say a lie. So the judge ordered investigation to show up on my part. Yes, investigation show up on my part, and I still can't get no justice because I have a home and everything what is required of me having the child. When push come to shove now, me no get to understand, then took out passport to send me pitney go German. The white man took out passport to send me pitney go German. Everything is done behind my back.
But then all you know about it?
how me know about it now is when the judge put the father to swear on the Bible and something, and my son did a pinch. My son pinch me and said, Mommy, they want to take me away and something. So I know about it, and I hear the father mention it in a court.
The father mentioned a court saying, I carry the youth go to Germany.
No, the father mentioned a court. All right, when the story, when the father questioned him or something, when the judge questioned the father or something, the judge put him in there, they can ask me if they ask him questions. So I asked him, say, you know about the passport and something when I go take with the carpet go to Germany. He say, he know about the passport and everything, but in the end, I know about it because they know somebody that wants to try to stop certain things because they know me not agree for the child to go back off and behind my back because to me they want to use him for them own convenience.
What do you mean use him for them convenience? What do you mean use him?
Me think to say him talented and all of that. Him good in athletics or something.
Okay.
So they want to use him for them own purpose.
Yeah. So where the court say now? Where the court say?
All right. It's on the 3rd of August, right? The judge keeps saying it's a trial date. And I know, yesterday we went to court and when we go to court and something, the judge questioned the child, questioned the father, and questioned the strangers they have the son and say she still has to go put her off because she has to go consider certain things. I don't know what she has to consider, I don't know.
Well, I don't know if you say because if the judge who have consider something tell you say you win the case.
Yes. At one point the judge said to me, say, I am the one who's to get the child. I know I'm going to criminal case. I know I'm going to
get it. Wait, hold on. Who that behind us?
Repeat that?
Who that behind us as for you?
No, my father said, I try to say what is what, help me because...
Yeah. So the judge say, you're supposed to get the youth.
Yes, at one point the judge said me need to get the youth.
About 1 point? So what the other point?
I went and the father now come and court because when time the report... And
so wait there. When the judge say if you get the court, the father never come a court yet?
No, at one point the father now come a court.
So now that the judge come a, so now that the father come a court and the father explain the impact side right.
The judge said she never tell me, so me misunderstand when she has said, me say no, that you tell me. She has said no.
No, wait there.
Wait
there. When you say the judge say if you get the child, was the father there when she said that?
No, the father didn't turn up.
All right, when the father turn up now, him give him statement.
When the father turn up, when you say him give him statement.
In the court, did the father the father get a statement in the court?
No.
The father never get a statement in the court. So
no,
is you one alone? So are you alone that talking in the court?
Well, when the father do come to court, right? The judge will say, why me never bring the child to court? So never tell me to bring the child. She tell me.
So the father, where the father come to court for?
Repeat that?
Where the father go to court for?
The father take out the father take me to take out custody against me to say me no fit to have the child.
Yeah. So when you go to court now, you explain yourself.
Me I try explain myself.
And then the court say you must take the child. You must get the child.
Yes.
Who said that? The judge said you.
The judge did say that.
You must get the child.
But when the father now present in court.
Yeah, the judge said
she never tell me something. No, so she tell me
so when the father present at the court, the father say anything in the court?
No.
The father don't turn up at the court and not say nothing.
Him not say nothing.
All right. So him never give no statement. Him never give no statement to the judge.
No, as far as the concern, him never give no statement to the judge.
So everything we are going is where you are sent to the court.
But the things that said behind my back.
You can't talk away, you're not here, you know. Talk away.
Right.
Everything we are say is you are saying it in the court.
Yes, because the judge, Mota.
Yeah.
If according to what the judge has said, like the judge has said something. Say, oh, me know X, Y, Z, and that's your question, me pan.
Yeah.
So me I say, give an answer. So, to me, things, them I say things behind back and she
no, wait, we're not talking about the things that's behind him back. We're talking about in the court. We're not talking about in your back. May I ask you and the father in the court,
Yeah.
And everything is to you. Everything the judge asks is to you. The judge asks it.
Yes, the judge asks.
So the judge not
me.
ask the father nothing at all.
No.
So the father just sit down at the court and listen.
Yeah, it's always just turn up.
All right. So let me ask you now. After all of that now, and the judge listen to you, the judge, according to where you are, the judge say, is you supposed to get the youth?
He never said in front of the father.
He said behind the father back, him said?
Yes.
Okay. And now, when you go back at the court now, where you go back at the court for now?
When I go back at the court now, it's like a peer rigmarole.
No, where you go back at the court? Where you go back at the court for? Where you go back at the court? The judge say you must take the picture. So where you go back at the court for?
No, the judge say, listen to this. No, the child, for the holiday period, the judge never said me if you have the child and the child say he want consent. The holidays, so me go by the police station and ask, say, is it possible for me to have the child? The police then said to me, so me can't charge fee. When I say, like take on picnic and nothing because I'm my child and if the child want come spend the time.
You charge for kidnap, yeah.
Right, we can't charge for kidnap. So I say, well, if the child want come, which part me there because the child when I time get in contact with me and say, Mommy, every time when me say come which part of the day, then make you come. But me decide me come which part of the day.
Let me ask you a question. Wait, hold on there. We gone way over there to know me talk about in the court. In the court me ask about, you know.
All right,
wait, no, the judge said, well, you lead up to the judge, you lead up to it and I tell the judge, say you can't take the picnic.
No, yes, she said at one point. She said at one point and go back on her word.
No, wait, no. When the judge say you can't have the child, where you go back at the court for?
No one know why me keep on go back and she at one point they reach up to trial.
So them never say, no. So wait, the thing never reach a trial when the judge say you can't take the youth.
From the third, it's the child to go on up until now, it put us again, till all them bring the child and ask question the child and something.
Sister, you confuse me.
Alright, go on.
In the court, the judge say you can't have the youth.
Behind the father's back, yes, she said that to me.
In the court, the judge say you can't have the youth.
Yes.
And you go back to court now for the trial. What trial are going to happen now? What is the trial about?
Alright, because the trial is this, because now the father come and everybody are come, right?
Yeah.
She say a trial has to go on.
Yes, because you know, hear the father side. She hear the father side now.
Yes, then come and but when the father come, according to what the reporter say, the father is in no position to take care of the child.
Who said that? Who said that? The court said that?
That's what the report said. The probation report said.
All right, but where the judge now are going to try a case, right?
Yes.
What is the case that the judge going to try? That you must hold the child or the father must hold the child. That is the case, right?
According to when Mr. the case I go towards. I German people them they want to put this.
Hold on, man. Because I have no whole heap of time to talk about this whole time. You know. May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Them say you must come back to court for a trial take place to see if you are this father must have custody of the child.
Third time now, me I go for trial.
You know, listen to what I ask you know.
What question you ask me?
Going to the court is to decide if you are the father must have custody of the child. That is what you go to court for, right?
Yes.
Then you say no, the judge say you must have the child. So when the court for? Yeah.
Most time I understand how me I try.
No, me understand why you say, but it sounds complicated that you never go on a court and the judge say you can't have the child and you never go on a court. Yeah, but all the judge are going to tell you say you can't have the child.
I tell you why me not understand why I want me want some clarity too.
Yeah, but me can't have no. So why you don't go to a lawyer? Go get a lawyer then.
Me not have no money to pay for no lawyer.
So what me must do? Tell me what you want me do. What you want me do? Tell me.
I need someone to hear my voice.
Yeah, but I hear your voice from last night. But what you said to me it's not clear. Because you said the judge say you can't have the youth. Then you said the judge say you must have the youth. Then now you have to go to trial to find out who must get the youth.
Exactly. And that me not understand even when.
So when is the court and you go now and the court them put up the case? It
exactly. Even because me apparently it probably is
but you want to sister. Me have a whole heap of things to go deal with that, so no, like advertisement. When I say, yeah, all right, me I hear the case, you know. Me I hear what you say, but you have the case in the court. So you have to go just wait till them call up the case. You have to go just wait.
Mother,
Yes.
and 1 year now, me I wait for this case.
Yeah, but
finish.
people all wait all 10 years too. So Jamaica
Yes, but
stay.
according to what me see, it's just ring around me I get with my son.
Ring me around from who? From the court?
Yeah.
So the court conspire with the father to ring me around.
To me, they conspire with the people and there in St. the German people
The
and
German
they conspire
people,
against to me. Everybody conspire against me for not getting my child.
Okay. Everybody are conspire against you.
Even the father.
Yeah, well, the father, the German people, them, the judge, the father, and the German people, them, don't want you have the child.
What you say, Muta?
The father, the judge, and the German people, them don't want you have your child.
That me see.
So what is the relationship between the judge and the father?
Me don't know no.
Okay. What is the judge relationship? What is the judge relationship between the German people them and the judge?
I couldn't tell you because
all right, you don't know. We have to move. Because
yes, when I said to you, means that desperate mother needs solution to my child.
Yeah, but the only solution you get is when you go back to court. Because I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
You can't help me to retrieve my picnic.
What I must do, I ask you what I must do to help you. There's something in the court. There's something in tell him man I must shut up his mouth, man. Tell him must shut his mouth, man. May I ask you? If they are the court, what you want me do? And it's something they are the court. Me not a liar.
You're not a liar, but you need your guidance to tell me because it's like
the guidance is now that you say everybody are conspire against you. So what me do? If everybody are conspire against you,
I need some guidance to know.
All right, hang up the phone and somebody will call me and tell you what to do.
Hang up the phone and somebody will get in touch with me?
No, listen to the radio and make us see if somebody will call and better know if you say than what me I said to you.
Because we need to know.
Yeah, but if you keep talking, you're not going to hear nothing. Me say, hang up the phone and maybe somebody will call and give me some clarity what to do because I personally don't know what to tell you. So maybe somebody who will listen to me. Because I tell you, get a liar in the morning. I said the judge and everybody against you. So I don't know. So hang up the phone, yeah?
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
New questions have arisen this week over Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. On Tuesday, the Associated Press published a new investigation revealing that while Hillary Clinton served as Secretary of State, more than half the private citizens she met with had donated to the Clinton Foundation. The AP investigation comes after a 3-year battle to gain access to State Department calendars. The analysis shows that at least 85 of 154 people Hillary Clinton had scheduled phone or in-person meetings with were foundation donors. This does not include meetings Clinton held with U.S. or foreign government workers or representatives, only private citizens. These 85 donors contributed more than $150 million to the foundation combined. Calling into CNN's AC360 Wednesday, Clinton slammed the investigation.
There's a lot of smoke and there's no fire. This AP report, put it in context. It excludes nearly 2,000 meetings I had with world leaders, plus countless other meetings with U.S. government officials when I was Secretary of State. It looked at a small portion of my time, and it drew the conclusion and made the suggestion that my meetings with people like the late, great Elie Wiesel or Melinda Gates or the Nobel Prize winner Muhammad Yunus were somehow due to connections with the foundation instead of their status as highly respected global leaders. That is absurd. These are people I was proud to meet with, who any Secretary of State would have been proud to meet with, to hear about their work and their insight.
The AP says it's been asking for the State Department schedules for 3 years, and that what's been released thus far covers only half of her 4-year tenure. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump, who himself has donated $100,000 to the Clinton Foundation, has accused Clinton of selling access to the State Department.
Going to end government corruption. Hillary Clinton ran the State Department like a failed leader in a third world country. That's what it's run. It's run like a third world country. She sold favors and access in exchange for cash. She sold it.
Questions have also arisen over what will happen to the Clinton Foundation if Hillary Clinton wins the presidency. According to a new report in the Wall Street Journal, the Clinton Foundation will stop accepting corporate and foreign donations, but an exception may be made for the Clinton Health Access Initiative. The Journal also reports former President Bill Clinton will leave the board, but that Chelsea Clinton plans to stay on it. Well, for more, we're joined by two guests. David Sirota is the senior editor for investigations at the International Business Times. His most recent article is titled, "Was There Pay to Play at the Clinton Foundation?" We're also joined by Paul Glastras, editor-in-chief of the Washington Monthly. He was President Bill Clinton's chief speechwriter from 1998 to 2001. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! Paul Glastras, let's begin with you. What's your reaction to these revelations of the Associated Press?
Well, you know, I read the story very carefully. I think Secretary Clinton kind of got it right. This was a eyebrow-raising piece of math that said half of the private sector people she met with in her first 2 years were Clinton donors. Let's basically there's two issues here. One, did people who gave to the foundation have special access? And two, did the access get them anything, right? On the special access part, that piece of math that the AP story shows suggests that. That's why people, I think, are paying attention. But it's actually those 85 people are 1% of the Clinton Foundation donors. There's 7,000 Clinton Foundation donors. 85 got access. And then you look at the individuals highlighted in the story. They're people like Elie Wiesel, the Holocaust survivor and human rights activist. They're people like Mohammed Yunus, who created the microfinance revolution that has lifted millions of the most destitute people out of poverty. They're people who are running AIDS campaigns in Africa. So, and for the most part, these are people that have known Hillary Clinton for years, even decades. Mohammed Yunus and Hillary Clinton were doing microfinance in Arkansas in 1985. So what these people seem to be, at least from the evidence of the story, are part of Hillary Clinton's longtime network. And they also happen to be people who gave to her foundation. They don't seem to be people who gave to her foundation in order to get to know Clinton. They're people who gave to her foundation because they know Clinton, and that's an important distinction.
David Sirota.
Well, my reaction to it is that I think that if you look at some of these individual examples, I think Paul is right that it's hard to argue that their donations to the foundation got them access. They are some people. A lot of these people in the AP story are people who knew her. But I think we should pull back and look at not just what the AP reported, but at the nexus between the donors to the Clinton Foundation, major corporate donors, major foreign government donors, and what business they had with the State Department. Look, the Clinton team, the foundation, the campaign, is saying that this is not going to happen if she is president. The question then becomes, why was it then allowed to happen when she was Secretary of State? The Secretary of State has a huge amount of power over a huge number of issues and policies and contracts, for instance, that many of these donors had an interest in. We did a series on, for instance, arms exports, and how many of the governments that gave big to the Clinton Foundation saw huge increases in arms export authorizations from the State Department, and the State Department is the chief regulator of arms exports. There have been stories about foreign governments giving, like Algeria gave $500,000 to the Clinton Foundation at a time when it was lobbying the the State Department on human rights issues. You had a situation that the Wall Street Journal reported where Hillary Clinton herself intervened in a case dealing with taxes with UBS, a Swiss bank, and then suddenly after that UBS began donating big to the Clinton Foundation. So there are many examples of, there's oil companies, that's another one I should mention right now, which is that oil companies were giving a big to the Clinton Foundation while lobbying the State Department successfully for the passage of the Alberta Clipper, the tar sands pipeline. So again, there are many of these examples where the people and corporations that were lobbying the State Department were giving huge to the Clinton Foundation. Do we know that that money made those deals and access about those deals happen? I don't think we know, but here's the key point. The key point is that ethics rules have typically been in place in states and at the federal level that have said we want to prevent the appearance or the potential for conflicts of interest because we understand that if the appearance or the potential for a conflict of interest is there, we can't know if those conflicts are operationalized, that there are so many ways for them to be operationalized that we need to prevent the potential and appearance of a conflict of interest or potential appearance of a conflict of interest. And that is really what's at issue here.
So can you respond to that, Paul Glasters?
Well, that's a whole lot of examples, and I can't respond to, each one individually. But I think we have now two big investigations, one by the AP, the other as a result of the Conservative Judicial Watch lawsuit that showed various members of the ex-members of the Clinton Foundation and others trying to get meetings with Secretary Clinton. And in virtually every case, the Secretary's people made the right choice. So when an ex-Clinton Foundation official wanted a visa granted to a soccer player who had committed a felony, the answer became no. When the Crown Prince of Bahrain wanted a special meeting with Secretary Clinton, they said, let's have it go through official channels, and he got the meeting, which is, of course, what he should have done. When Mohammed Yunus then asked for help because the government of Bangladesh was sort of destroying his leadership team at the bank that he created, and the entire international community said that was wrong, she did act. So in each of the situations where we have these internal records of what she did and who she met with, she did the right thing. And I don't think there's a lot of dispute about that. So we don't know what happened in these other instances, but we have had this kind of deep forensic now from some very, very, with some very, very good data, and it's shown a very tight ship and a very ethical set of choices. So, you can always raise these issues, but, the facts we have from this reporting pretty strongly shows that there were not favors granted for any of this.
No favors.
Can I just?
David, go ahead.
The Bahrain example is a very good example. That is I'm glad you brought it up. The Bahrain example, we saw that the email came in from the Clinton Foundation. The Crown Prince of Bahrain has given the Clinton Foundation $32 million. And I don't think anybody's going to sit up and say that the Crown Prince, one of the top leaders in a dictatorial regime, is giving money. We haven't heard anyone argue that money from dictators typically comes because dictators want to reduce poverty in the world. So money is coming into the Clinton Foundation from the Crown Prince of Bahrain. The Clinton Foundation reaches out to the State Department and says he is a good friend of ours, this person from this autocratic regime, head of the military there. The State Department says that the Crown Prince had already reached out to them and that Hillary Clinton wasn't sure she wanted to have a meeting with him, and then subsequently the meeting happens. And what happens after, we don't know if that meeting actually happened, but the State Department said it was going to happen. But subsequently after that, what happened is that Bahrain saw a major increase in U.S. arms export authorization authorizations from the Clinton State Department at a time that Bahrain was facing the Arab Spring uprisings and was accused of human rights violations in crushing those protests. So did the money and the Clinton Foundation relationship ultimately lead to those arms export deals? We don't know. Did it potentially get access for that leader at that time? There's certainly evidence that could have happened. And again, the question that this all revolves around is, why was the potential for a conflict of interest allowed to exist at the State Department when the Clinton campaign and the Clinton Foundation now says it's now unacceptable if Hillary Clinton would be president? What is the difference there?
Well, can I address that particular point?
Go ahead, Paul Glasters.
So the rules of Hillary Clinton and the existence of the foundation and what they could and couldn't do were hashed out by the Obama White House and Hillary Clinton. So the rules she lived under were the Obama administration's rules. Moreover, the decision to sell arms to this or that country, though the State Department is the regulator, the ultimate regulator, these are made in interagency discussions pushed more by the Pentagon and the White House and other parts of the government than anywhere else. So there's no indication that Bahrain was, by putting money into the Clinton Foundation, it was influencing the Defense Department that wanted to sell these weapons. So you can question whether they should or shouldn't have. They were right in the middle of orchestrating the Iran thing, and they had restive Sunni nations. So this was all, if you like the Iran deal, you have to balance that out. So, but this is a function of what the Clinton Foundation and the Clinton Global Initiative is. And their basic business model is...
But here's the question, Paul. I mean, the question becomes, why were these leaders, let's say, of these Middle Eastern dictatorships, why were they giving that money? I mean, these are sophisticated, politically sophisticated donors, them and corporations. They are repeatedly giving money to the Clinton Foundation. And I don't think you're arguing, and I haven't heard anyone argue that, the Saudi regime or another dictatorial regime is giving money to the Clinton Foundation because they really, in the deep well of their heart, they want to solve poverty or help poor children. They are repeatedly giving money to the Clinton Foundation at a time they are seeking highly controversial, in this instance that we're talking about, highly controversial arms deals. There was a Saudi deal where the State Department said it was Hillary Clinton's personal top priority to get one of the biggest Saudi arms deals through. The Israelis were raising concerns about it. It went through, and again, the money flowed in to the Clinton had flowed into the Clinton Foundation. So why were those donors giving? What did they think they were getting? And again, the critics of this say that what it ended up being was potentially a way that donors saw a way to curry favor with the State Department on controversial issues.
Right. Okay. 2 points. One, the reason the Clinton State Department and the entire Obama administration was willing to give a lot of arms to the Saudis and the Bahrainis was that they were tubing the Saudis and the Bahrainis by trying to open negotiations with Iran. Everybody knows this. We don't need to kind of find some nefarious payoff in order to understand the policy. You can agree with the policy or disagree with the policy, but if you're in favor of the opening of Iran, it's hard to say they shouldn't have sold these arms to the Sunnis. They were trying to keep a balance of power going in order to bring some kind of peace and resolution of these nuclear issues. Now, on the Clinton Global Initiative, the point I was trying to make is the whole business model of this thing is get rich people and governments to empty their wallets in order to help poor Africans who can't afford AIDS drugs. 11 million, that Bahraini money and that Saudi money was spent on things like training midwives in Ethiopia or lower-priced AIDS drugs for 11 million people. So, that was the business model. You could say that's a terrible business model. They shouldn't have set it up. Fine, I understand. It looks bad. But that's what the money went for. And, it certainly leaves open questions as to whether that money bought influence. All I'm saying is the deepest investigations we've had, this AP story and the Judicial Watch story, showed that that's not the case.
David Sirota.
Well, I mean, look, I think you're right to say that the Clinton Foundation has done projects and is involved in efforts that are laudable and philanthropic. But again, the deeper policy question here goes back to whether a potential conflict of interest, whether the appearance of a conflict of interest should have been permissible at the State Department, and what this money potentially bought. And I want to go to the one other point about the appearance of a conflict of interest, because I've heard there are a lot of pundits out there defending the Clintons with sort of the same talking points, saying, oh, well, there's an appearance of a conflict of interest and there was only a potential and that's all that can be proven. And of course, if a lot of these same pundits, these Democratic pundits, were looking at a Republican situation, they would be screaming about how this is a huge scandal. But the key on the appearance of a conflict of interest is, if we want people to believe that their government is doing things in the right way in a democracy, that access isn't being sold, that contracts aren't being given out on the basis of preference and money going into a private foundation, appearances actually do matter. It is not something to throw to poo-poo. Appearances really matter. The optics are not just some talking point. The optics matter in a democracy when the public is asked to believe that its government is acting on behalf of the public interest. And in this case, all of these questions swirling around, the Clinton people seem to understand that those questions cannot exist when she was president, but why was it allowed to exist when she was in such a powerful position as America's top diplomat?
We're going to talk about what should happen with the Clinton Foundation if Hillary Clinton became president. We're speaking with David Sirota of the International Business Times, who has long covered the Clinton Foundation, and Paul Glastras, who is a President Bill Clinton speechwriter for a number of years and is now the editor of the Washington Monthly.
Yes, this is the stepping razor, the art of war. We want to give thanks to Tony, give thanks to Neil. You know, them way and me hungry as usual. You know, so we're going there next Wednesday from 10 to 2 o'clock with the cutting edge. Tony Rebel.
IMPD is calling this a tragic incident, mistakenly shooting a homeowner. But there are still many questions yet to be answered, including questions coming from the family of that homeowner. Kamaria Howard says her 48-year-old uncle Carl Williams, an Air Force veteran, was just trying to protect his wife and his home when he was shot by IMPD.
But if they were confused, then they shouldn't have shot him in the stomach. They should have given him a chance to do something.
The whole incident happened in front of Williams' house in the 3600 block of Foxtail Drive around 4:30 Tuesday morning. 2 IMPD officers initially responded to a call from Williams saying his wife had been held at gunpoint in the driveway by a young man who demanded cash and her car keys and had stolen the black Nissan in the driveway. 2 IMPD officers arrived within 5 minutes with no lights or sirens, approaching the house tactically. The Nissan was still in the driveway with the lights on, possibly indicating to the officers that the armed suspect was still on the scene. During the 911 call, Williams can be heard saying, "Is that him?" Then the call cuts off.
What my uncle did is he opened up the garage, and immediately when he opened up the garage, they shot him. There was no warning, there was no anything. and he could have died.
In the 911 call, you can hear the moment when the officer shot Williams in the stomach.
Shots fired, shots fired.
Shots fired.
Control, police action shooting, automatic and 50.
339, do we know where it's coming from? 39, do we have a description?
Bell is down, got him in the stomach. I need EMS there right away.
I can't imagine how my auntie felt when the police came, and she was probably relieved because they were going to protect her and her husband. And she walked outside of the garage and saw her husband on the ground in blood. And she said, "Why would you shoot my husband?"
IMPD says the 9-year veteran officer was in uniform, but it's not known if he gave Williams any verbal warning before firing.
We do tactically approach. We do our best to give a verbal warning anytime that we can, but sometimes situations unfold so quickly and a handgun or a perceived threat is introduced into that situation that there may not be ample time to give a warning.
Black men constantly on the news are getting shot, and this can't continue to happen.
During an afternoon press briefing, IMPD officials reiterated the split-second decision that would have gone into a situation like this. It's those split-second decisions that are now under review by 4 different offices, review agencies. The officer who fired the shot is on administrative leave. Meantime, the actual robbery suspect from this morning is still on the loose. Reporting from downtown, Zach Myers, CBS 4 News.
Yes, the man called Tony Rebel. Here go.
Joys everywhere. Oh, mama, you got
You are listening to Muta Baruka.
hear my thoughts? Do you feel caught in the web of hopelessness? When I say black, do you feel it's an attack or a lack of understanding on my part, or just wrath coming from me? Do you see me as a threat to your safety? When I say white, do you consider that bigotry? If I say I care not about politics, would you consider me an anarchist? If I say no to religion, would that be considered an extension of my misconception about what you think of me? Do you see what I mean? If I said I didn't smoke or take coke, would you take it for a joke and cry, then wonder why I told such a lie? Are you upset because my poems sometimes make you fret about the future of things to come? Would you call me a brute if I wore a suit or said I was cute? Do you think I would be a better writer if my poems were lighter, spoke more about nature or some adventure that gave me pleasure? Would you love me more if I spoke less about the poor and talked about the women I adore? Now, after listening to this, are you looking for a twist or just another rhyme in the next line? The solutions that you seek will not be in the streak of a pen or even 10 lines of mine. The problems are the same, but don't blame me because I see that part of reality that pains and stains the heart. I came into this life with neither guns or knives. I made no laws with all its flaws about black and white and what's wrong from what's right. I speak, I write of what I see, of men holding men in slavery, of color, class and creed, of lust, envy and greed. So don't blame me when I speak, 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 when I speak. So don't blame me when I speak you don't feel weak. I did not create hate. Now, tell me this. Would you accuse me of causing a riot if I was quiet? Would you?